Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Friday night football contest between the South Kitsap Wolves and the Henry Foss Falcons here at Joe Knowles Field on the campus of South Kitsap High School. It's a beautiful evening here tonight for high school football as South Kitsap is looking to gain a victory here for their homecoming game as we are watching the color guards walk off the field after an excellent performance of the Star Spangled Banner by the South Kitsap High School Marching Band. And as we welcome everybody here tonight, we'd like to welcome into the booth this evening my faithful cohort and partner in crime, Mr. David Rodriguez. D-Rod, thanks for being here tonight.
DB, Darren Bowden, thank you for having me in the booth once again. It's always a good time. We always have a good time up here in the booth, and we would like to thank the ROTC of SK High and also the SK Marching Band for performing the national anthem, and hopefully we'll see them later on.
South Kitsap is coming off of a 2-game winning streak here as the Wolves are looking to gain a victory here to remain undefeated in division play of the Narrows League. South Kitsap's record overall is 3-2 as they are 2-0 undefeated in league play in the Bridge division of the Narrows League, and they are hoping to keep that streak going and remain undefeated because the overall record is really all for naught, as your division record is what gets you into the playoffs. As if they remain in that top spot, then they would have a crossover game and automatically get them going towards the state playoffs. The Foss Falcons come in with a record of 1-4, but both teams on offense here are averaging almost the same. South Kitsap averaging 28 points a game. As the Wolves are getting ready to kick it off here from the 40-yard line, Quincy Lyman squibs it to the left side. The ball is bobbled a little bit, and then it's down by the up back for the Foss Falcons. There will be no return on the play. Foss is going to have the ball at their own 27-yard line. So just like that, Foss is going to get the ball without a return on offense.
Well, DB, that's a smart play from the special teams of South Kitsap, squibbing the kick up the field and keeping it away from any possible dangerous return men from Foss High School. We'll see what they bring out on offense as the South Kitsap Wolves dig in on defense here at the 28-yard line.
Starting at quarterback for the Foss Falcons is Andrew Hunthausen, the 6'4" senior for Foss, as they come out in 3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side, I-back formation. Hunthausen is going to hand the ball off to the tailback, and he is hit hard right at the line of scrimmage, going nowhere. Nice tackle there on the defense by number 50, Brad Feddersen, the 6'2" senior. And just like that, the door was shut on the running game for the Falcons.
Well, the South Kitsap Wolves football team really sending an early and quick, hard-hitting message to the Foss Falcons that they are continuing the trend from last week on the first play of this game, which is stopping the run. And the Foss Falcons are looking at an early 2nd and long.
In at tailback for the Falcons, number 6, Julian Cruel, as there was a loss of 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 14 for Foss, deep in their own territory. They're going to hand the ball off to Cruel, and he is going to inch forward off left guard for just a couple of yards. May have gained a couple back. We're going to call it maybe 1 yard, and it's going to be 3rd down and long for Foss. So I can imagine that the first couple of running plays haven't been successful here early on in the going.
At the same time, the Foss Falcons are keeping the game traditional here at the onset. 2 rushing plays, well, loss of 4, gain of 1. Let's see what they can get out of it here. We'll imagine they're going to go to the pass here and see how South responds.
Foss coming out with split wide receivers with a man in the slot formation. Hunthausen looks over the defense, looking to his right. He's going to drop straight back. He's got the little 3-step hitch, and he is hit hard. The pass is incomplete. The pass was intended for Tiari Bell, the 6'2" senior, but the pass was incomplete on the little slant, and it's going to be 4th and 13 for Foss, and just like that, a good defensive stance by the Wolves.
Number 81, Leon Ladeau, the sophomore, in there on the play, help breaking up the pass, giving his defenders some help there on that pass. I think that would have been complete if it had not been met. And we're going to be Foss is forced into a punt situation, and we have a whistle on the field.
There is a penalty flag down, and it looks as if there was one too many Falcons in the game there. 12 men on the field, so that is an automatic 5-yard penalty, and it's going to scoot the ball back to the Foss 6-yard line.
And Coach Backer from Foss can't be happy about that.
Actually, it looks like that ball is going to be placed at about the 8-yard line, near the 10, but still a deep. They're going to send a man in motion. Hunthausen is back in the end zone to kick it, and he kicks it away from the receiver. That is Jared Moore. He's able to get over there to the right side, still picks it up. He cuts back to the left side. He gets straight up the middle, gets a couple of blocks, puts his head down, and he gets all the way down to the 25-yard line. So the Wolves of South Kitsap are going to have excellent field position here to start their first offensive series.
South Kitsap digging their heels in early with tough defense and getting a nice break there, picking up the ball at about the 40, returning it for 15. They're looking at almost red zone offense right off the bat. We'll see what they do here. Are they going to go for the quick strike or just methodically try to rush this ball into the end zone?
And this high-powered South Kitsap offense comes into the game. They're going to come with their regular I formation, and that fullback is Josh Burlingame, number 43. In at tailback, number 41, Stephen Tucker, as the linebacker fakes the blitz. They're going to fake the handoff straight up the middle. Play action pass down the middle. The pass is incomplete. It was intended for Devlin Miller, who was streaking down the middle of the field. Tester ran a little play action pass, and the ball was overthrown just a little bit. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Wolves.
So they are going for a little pass play there at the beginning. First down at the 25, seeing what they can get out of it. Why not test the Foss's defense here and see what they can get. South looking at a 2nd and 10 here. We'll see if they go to the ground. I'm guessing they will.
Sean Staten splits to the near side of the field, right in front of the South Kitsap bench. They're going to hand the ball off to Stephen Tucker. He sidesteps his way, spins around twice. He rolls forward, still on his feet. He gets a little push from his lineman, and he's able to get forward close to that first down marker. We'll have to wait and see where they spot the ball. It is awfully close. For a minute there, it looks like he's going to be just a little bit short. I think that they might have to come out and measure this one, and it's going to be 3rd and about 1 inch to go for that first down.
Don Morgan and the South Kitsap High School chain gang doing a good job tonight already with a close 3rd and inches play. We'll see what we do here.
Stephen Tucker is still in at tailback. Matt Mays is now in at the fullback. They're going to hand it off to Tucker. He hits the hole hard. He sidesteps around one blocker. He's going to get in for the touchdown. Touchdown, South Kitsap. Stephen Tucker with a 15-yard touchdown run, and just like that, the Wolves are on the board.
Wow. Stephen Tucker on the 2nd down play, 2 360s to get up to almost first down yardage in this last play, just barreling his way, following tough blocks from his offensive line who were just knocking guys out of the box. Ambles into the end zone, and 6-0 South Kitsap right off.
Credit that offensive line for creating a big hole, and right when Tucker got the handoff, he was hitting that hole hard, and he was able to gain his momentum, staggering in there for 15 yards. So nice run by Stephen Tucker as the Wolves come out. Quincy Lyman, the senior, will be attempting the point after touchdown here, as there's a little bit of movement maybe up front. We're not sure, but a whole mess of flags go flying onto that field.
It's going to be offsides on South Kitsap, back it up 5 yards.
And that's usually in the area of illegal procedure, as that is going to be an illegal procedure call. So scooted back 5 yards. South Kitsap still attempting the extra point here. The ball is going to be placed. Lyman will be kicking it from the 15-yard line. The kick is up, and it is good. So just like that, a 15-yard touchdown runs by Stephen Tucker, and South Kitsap goes up on Foss 7-0. And D-Rod, this might be something that this might be a repetitive thing that we could be seeing here tonight.
Well, when we look at the replay here, we'll see that Stephen Tucker just absolutely follows his blocks. It's pretty good recipe for success in football. Get your running back going full speed behind the line. The running back can just follow that red carpet right into the end zone or wherever he really wants to go. Nice blocking from that offensive line, as you had already mentioned.
South Kitsap gets a lot of good blocking up front with the big offensive line that they have up front there, led by number 52, the 6'7", 285-pound junior Brian Kuznick. Also at center is the 6'1", 247-pound center Michael Wittig. Kenny Cook in at guard. Tyler Dannison is also in there, the 6 foot, 295-pound senior as well. And South Kitsap just has a whole lot of beef up front, able to create those holes. And credit the fullbacks of Matt Mays, Josh Burlingame, and sometimes DeAndre Jackson when he gets in there. D-Jack does an excellent job of creating some holes as well. So Tucker and Ryan Williams will be getting a lot of openings here tonight as Lyman kicks off from the 40-yard line. This time it goes straight down the middle. It's fielded at the 15-yard line by the Foss backman. He's got a little bit of room, sidesteps, jukes, jutters in the middle, gets all the way up to the 40-yard line. So a nice return by the Foss Falcons to near midfield.
We'll look to the Foss Falcons here maybe to go a little bit more to the air, put the ball up a little bit more instead of staying on the ground. I think maybe that they've gotten a little shy of the run here after South's done a successful job of stuffing them the first couple of downs they had, and then they were forced into a deep punt situation. Let's look for the Foss Falcons to drop back in the pass here.
This time the Falcons come out with 4 wide receivers, 2 split on each side with the lone setback. That is Cruel in the backfield. Hunthausen with the hard snap count. He's got a man on the slant, and he threw a good pass, but the receiver was still going. The intended receiver was Nick Edwards, the 6'4", 190-pound senior wide receiver for the Falcons. But as Edwards was running up the field, he did not turn around and look for the pass. It was incomplete, and it will be second down and 10 for the Falcons.
Well, the quarterback from Foss really threw a fastball right down the middle there, right down the center of the plate, if you don't mind, and just unable to hold on to the ball, the Foss receiver was.
The Falcons come out again with 4 wide receivers trying to spread the field here a little bit, spread that defense. They hand the ball to the up back, and that is Cruel. He makes a nice juke to the outside, gets a good block. He gets out to the left side. He's out at the 40-yard line, 35, until he's ridden out of bounds by Josh Burlingame. But what a nice run there by Julian Cruel.
Sidestepping, juking, and jiving, getting away from a couple of South tacklers who really didn't even get a hand on him as he just scampers up the left sideline for a nice gain and a first down for Foss. That's huge. South Kitsap got to be able to outside contain here. I think that we'll look for them not to give up too many of those plays during this game. I'm sure the coach will be talking to him about it.
Foss comes out with the trips wide receivers to the near side of the field, close to the line of scrimmage. Again, Cruel is the lone setback. Hunthausen's going to hand the ball off to Cruel. He hits the hole hard. He's got another room. He's got a lot of room there, and he is going to have the first down, I believe. Another big gain, 20 yards on the prior carry. This one he gets about 10, and he is going to get down to the 25-yard line, and just like that, another first down for Foss.
The young man for Foss just turning his legs and following his blocks, going away from his blocks. He's just got quickness, and he might be able to carry this Foss team into the end zone.
Foss doing a nice job of blocking up front here as they come out, trips wide receivers to the far side of the field. Hunthausen under center looking over that defense. They're dancing around. He takes a little 3-step drop. He throws it up. He's got a man open on the right-hand side. He goes up for it. The pass is incomplete. Nice defensive stop there by number 81 at the corner. That's Leon Ladeau, the 6'3 sophomore. The pass was intended for Tiari Bell. The pass was incomplete. It'll be second and 10 for the Falcons.
Leon with a nice job of man-on-man coverage there, breaking up the pass right up there about the 5-yard line. Right, bunched up against the sideline, and way to knock it away and keeping the Foss Falcons out of the end zone. They went to that pass pretty quick there. They had receivers to the left and the right.
Foss comes out again with that 4 wide receiver set. The lone setback, Cruel, is in the background. He has had a great game tonight so far. They're going to fake the drop back pass, hand off to Cruel, but this time the defense stays home, and Cruel is met by a pack of wolves. And he might have even lost, we're going to call it a loss of 1 on the play, and it is going to be 3rd and long now for Foss, and that time the Wolves defense did not fall for the play action pass.
A little too much delay on the delay there, and the Wolves were right there waiting. Maybe they should have chucked it up again. I thought they were going to go for another pass.
South Kitsap's defensive line doing a nice job here tonight, making some adjustments as the Falcons come out again in that 4 wide receiver spread, moving from our left to right in at the South Kitsap 28-yard line. They're looking for that slant in the middle, and the ball is incomplete. It was thrown just a little bit behind to Tiari Bell, yet he still had it in his possession but could not make the catch and hold on to it as he slid down near the 17-yard line. The pass was incomplete, and it's going to be 4th and 12 for Foss, and that was a big play there, D-Rod, that they didn't get that first down.
Yeah, that's the third slant play that they've run to that same side, and all three have been dropped by the receivers, and that's letting down your quarterback. They need to, I think they're on the same page. I just think their hands might be a little bit cold tonight. It is chilly, and those passes need to be caught. Those are big drops.
So the Falcons going for it here on 4th down. Hunthausen looking to his left. He throws it up. He's got a man down in the corner and is overthrown. The pass was intended for Nick Edwards, and he looked like he cut inward, and then he looked over his wrong shoulder, and the pass was incomplete. And Foss is going to turn the ball over on down. So Foss, after a couple of big running plays by Julian Cruel of about 35 yards carrying the ball, and just like that, the Wolves are going to take over on downs.
I think the quarterback for Foss Falcons is throwing up some good footballs tonight. Some of his receivers dropping a couple, running a wrong route there possibly, and some good defense from the Wolves secondary keeping those passes from being complete.
The Wolves tester drops back. The quarterback throws the pass to Sean Staten. It hit him in the hands, and he wasn't able to hang on to it near the 30-yard line. The pass was incomplete, and it will be 2nd and 10. Chad Tester, the senior quarterback, wearing number 7 tonight for the Wolves, as his intended receiver was Sean Staten, the 5'9", 162-pound wide receiver, senior for the Wolves, as he is one of his Tester's favorite targets. So the Wolves will come out, sending Devlin Miller to the far side of the field. South Kitsap moving from our right to left. As they come out, DeAndre Jackson is the fullback. They're going to hand the ball off to Stephen Tucker. Oh, and he has a big hole right up the middle. And he just got tripped up from behind. And I'll tell you, D-Rod, if Tucker stayed on his feet, he had a lot of green to work with.
Yeah, he just did get tripped up there, shoelace tackle from Foss, and just took a little tumble there, and only a couple yards on the play. Could have been something big. A lot of drop passes here in the early going. We'll just chalk that up to cold hands, and those hands better get warmed up for both teams, because you can't be letting the quarterback down. The offensive line's working hard. Guys dropping passes. The quarterback and the offensive line need those passes caught.
It's going to be 3rd and 8 for South Kitsap. They come out. Josh Burlingame is back in at fullback. Tester is going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He's got a big hole, but he's tripped up, and he will be short of the first down, tripped up there by the defensive back, Jacob Howell, the senior for Foss. And he got about maybe 5 yards on the play. It's going to be 4th and 3 for South Kitsap. So South Kitsap did a nice job stopping Foss on defense, but they weren't able to get anything going there on that offensive series.
Well, let's credit the Foss Falcons defense there, too, doing the little things to keep the Wolves from gaining that first down. This is going to be a 3 and out for the Wolves as they're forced to punt.
Back deep for Foss. They send a man back to the 30-yard line. The kick is up. It's straight down the middle, and it's going to get a really nice bounce. A real nice bounce. Doing the punting duties is number 80, David Wells, the 5'9" senior for South Kitsap, as it goes all the way down, rolls all the way down to the Foss 29-yard line. So a nice kick there by Wells with the roll there to get Foss deep in their own territory. And D-Rod, that's one thing that Foss is going to try and look for, is to get some better field position.
Well, in the last possession, they proved that they can go to the ground with Cruel, with the running back, and while the passes aren't being caught for the Falcons, don't disqualify that option either. But I'm guessing that they're going to stick with the ground game, because that's where their success was in the last drive. We'll see what happens here.
Foss comes out, I formation. Cruel is the tailback, split wide receivers. Hunthausen's going to hand the ball off to Cruel, but he gets nowhere, led by the tackling of Josh Burlingame. Nice tackle there. Matt Mays also in on the stop there for the Wolves. Nice job by South Kitsap, and it's going to be a loss of about 4 yards, 2nd and 14, and just like that, Foss is in trouble again.
Well, as we see on both sides of the line here tonight, South Kitsap is just in the respective grills of the opposing lines, and they're just pushing them around a little bit, getting off the blocks just a little bit quicker.
The Falcons come out with 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers. They're going to hand the ball to the up man, and they are going nowhere. There were a couple of Wolves there. In fact, Hunthausen was trying to hand the ball off right when the tailback had the ball. That was Cruel again, looks like. And he was going nowhere, and Hunthausen got almost tackled himself while he was trying to hand it off.
Boy, that Wolves defensive line is just right up in the faces of those Foss linemen, and they can't do much to stop him, it doesn't seem at this point. And the ground game has just come to a sputtering reverse here, as last drive they proved they could do it on the ground. Perel this time being stopped. No such luck this time around.
The ball is all the way back at the Foss 15-yard line, and they're going to throw the ball straight down the right sideline. The intended receiver was Nick Edwards again, the big 6'4" receiver, but the pass was incomplete. Hunthausen, who himself is also 6'4", led the receiver just a little too much. So just like that, down and out, Foss, and they will be kicking again deep from their own territory. And back to receive the kick is Jared Moore and Sean Staten for the Wolves, and they are both standing near midfield. And the Wolves should get pretty good field position here, as Hunthausen is also doing the kicking duties. Foss is sending a man in motion to the near side of the field. That was Edwards, and they're going to get the kick off. They're trying to keep it away from the receivers, and it's going to be fielded by Jared Moore. He's able to pick it up again. He's got a little bit of breathing room, but not until he's taken out just inside the 30-yard line. A nice return by Moore, who gains about 10 yards on the play. And again, South Kitsap is going to take over after the kick here. They're going to have the ball deep in Foss territory again. We're going to mark it at the, we're going to call that the, let's see here. That looks like about the 29-yard line.
Well, the last third down pass play from the Foss Falcons, it was supposed to be a 5-step drop, turned into about a 3-step drop, as the offensive line didn't quite give the quarterback enough time to get the ball up, and that's why it was thrown early and thrown a little bit too far. Really good pressure from the defensive line of the Wolves. We'll see how the offensive line does here on the third possession of the game for the Wolves.
Brian Dorsey is now in at quarterback for the Wolves. They're going to have the ball off to Stephen Tucker. He makes a cut straight up the middle, hurdles over a man. He's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Stephen Tucker, and just like that, the Wolves are on the board. Stephen Tucker with a 29-yard touchdown run, his second of the night.
Wow, we saw Ryan Williams coming out party last week, but right now we're seeing the reestablishment of Stephen Tucker as a dominant back in this league, and the Wolves just riding him all the way into the end zone twice now. Some nice hurdles right over some tacklers, through some tacklers. Nice run, Stephen Tucker, another 6 for South Kitsap. It's 13-0 with 3:39 left here in the first quarter.
South Kitsap with the big touchdown run. Stephen Tucker, his second touchdown of the night, both on the ground as Quincy Lyman is setting up to kick the extra point. The Wolves lead 13-0 here in the first quarter. There's a little movement up front. No flags we see. He gets under that one just a little bit, and it is no good. But the South Kitsap Wolves, with 3:39 remaining here in the first quarter of play at the homecoming game for the South Kitsap Wolves, lead Foss 13-0. And we'll see the replay here. It was a nice run by Tucker, but great blocking up front by that South Kitsap offensive line.
Once again, the line really exerting their will over the Foss Falcons defensive line here, just as they did in the last series with the defensive line of the Wolves, pushing the offensive line around the Falcons. Here we see the replay. Stephen Tucker just gliding through, jumping and hurtling there, getting into the end zone. Didn't really seem like many Foss Falcons had a chance to get him. It was too fast, too quick.
Stephen made a nice cut to the outside, just a quick step, jabbed inside, then cut a little bit to the outside once again, and he just outran the Foss defense and got into the end zone for a 29-yard touchdown, his first touchdown of 15 yards. Add another 29-yarder as South Kitsap comes out now again. Quincy Lyman, the senior for the Wolves, doing the kicking duties here tonight. Missed that last extra point, but the Wolves are up 13-0 on the board here as the Wolves are getting ready to kick off to the Falcons. They have 4 men back in a box formation. The kick is up, and he's going to kick it deep to the left. The bit is taken at the 15-yard line by the up back for the Foss Falcons. Nice return, though. That is Tiari Bell, who took the kickoff at his own 15, cut almost all the way back to the far side of the field, and he's able to get the ball up to near the 30-yard. We're going to call it to the 30-yard line, a 15-yard return, and Foss is going to have 1st and 10 at their own 30, which is a lot better field position than the previous couple of series that they'd had.
Well, Foss is going to I wonder if they're going to look to open up the playbook a little bit here, or they're going to stick with the standard football. So far, South has managed to pretty much stop everything they've tried. We'll see if they go for any reverses, anything like that, to try to mix it up here a little bit.
Hunthausen fumbles the snap under center. I believe he fell on it, and he did. The officials are signaling for second down already. Looked like Hunthausen maybe pulled away a little too soon there from the center, and it will be second and long. We're going to call it second 12 for Foss, as they have, D-Rod, been coming out, spreading that offense. But South Kitsap has done an excellent job of making some adjustment to that spread offense. 4 wide receivers split both sides. Julian Cruel, the lone setback, who's been doing the running duties here tonight. Hunthausen under center. He takes a little 3-step drop. He's going to air it out to his man. He's got him in the open. Oh, nice defense there by Leon Ladeau. He outstretched his hand right at the last minute. And I'll tell you, Hunthausen had Tiari Bell open, but it was a great defensive play there by Ladeau to knock the ball away.
Well, we've called Ladeau's name a couple of times tonight, breaking up some passes, some long yardage passes, really keeping single-handedly at this point any long plays up the right sideline. They keep going back to him one-on-one coverage. I don't think they believe that Leon can cover that guy, and he just keeps proving to him that he's going to bat those balls away. Nice defense from Leon Ladeau, the sophomore, 6'3", out of Cedric Junior High.
Even our South Kitsap coach is getting into the act as the Falcons really spread the offense here. They're going to fake the handoff. Looks like there was a mishap on the handoff. Hunthausen's going down. Nice tackle there by the defensive line. That's an excellent tackle. That's number 61 there. That's Kenny Cook, the big 6 foot, 258-pound defensive lineman. And Cook was cooking on that one.
Well, I wouldn't want to get sacked by Cook any day of the week. And unfortunately, Hunthausen had to experience the brunt of that sack, and boom, down he goes. And yeah, that was a nice sack. Nice job, South Kitsap defensive line. You can see the South Kitsap Wolves defense really gaining more confidence as we go along here, and as Foss gets to punt the ball off.
Hunthausen back to kick the ball, and it's a very low liner screamer going out of bounds. There will be no return. It was in the direction of Jared Moore, who was on the far side of the field, but even so, the ball is going to go out of bounds to the way of South Kitsap, and the ball will be spotted at South Kitsap's 46-yard line. So again, excellent field position for the Wolves here.
2:02 left in the first quarter. The Wolves up 13-0 here in Port Orchard for the homecoming game. South Kitsap really having their way to start here with the Foss Falcons, as the offense for South Kitsap gets ready for another possession to see what if they can serve up any more damage here in the first quarter, as Foss is reeling a little bit here.
Again, we are seeing the junior Brian Dorsey, wearing number 6 for the Wolves, coming in at quarterback as the Wolves come in at wide receiver. He's looking for Ladeau on his left side, and he's got it. Oh, and he makes a nice catch. The pass was a little behind, but Leon Ladeau made an adjustment to his route, was able to hang on to the ball after the catch, and a couple of flags come flying in, and we'll have to wait and see what the call is here, but that's usually in the area of some kind of a personal foul, maybe a face mask.
That's what I'm guessing as well, as it came after the whistle had blown. Face mask against the Foss Falcons, as Leon Ladeau does make an excellent grab. Looked like it was a little bit high, maybe a little bit behind. It was another fastball. And nice to see one of the receivers from either team catching a close-range ball, short-range pass tonight. Quite a few have been dropped. Number 81 pulling it in, holding on as he gets hit right as the ball makes contact, right as he catches it. Nice gain, nice first down. South Kitsap setting up shop at the 35 now. The 25.
25-yard line, first down for the Wolves, as Devlin Miller and Leon Ladeau are back in at wide receivers. Dorsey looks like he's checking off there, calling an audible, and he's going to hand the ball off to Tucker again. He's got another big hole, sidestep, dances around, gets to the outside, waits for his block from the quarterback, Ladeau, and he gets all the way down to the 10-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. So it looked like there was an audible there made by Dorsey. Nice call, as Stephen Tucker got the ball again and gets all the way down inside the 10. We're going to call it the 9-yard line. And just like that, the Wolves are going to have a first and goal from the Foss 9.
Good to see some of the South Kitsap student section here. Some of the gentlemen in short shorts. It is short shorts weather, and good to see them here supporting their Wolves here on homecoming night.
South Kitsap coming out with a first and goal from the 9-yard line, and we are going to have a timeout here as the Foss Falcons are going to stop play. They wanted to talk about some things here and stop the Wolves from gaining any more momentum that's going in here. And with 1:09 remaining here in the first quarter of play at the homecoming game for the Wolves, D-Rod, the Wolves have a nice, comfortable 13-0 lead, and it looks like the Wolves are going to be getting into the end zone once again.
Well, they're so confident, in fact, they've got the backup quarterback in at this time to get him some snaps and get him some plays, and why not? You know, they're feeling pretty comfortable right now. They're relying on their running game, but at the same time, Dorsey comes in, first play, throws, nice pass to Leon for a first down. There, it looked like you said he was checking off, making an audible play. That's a mature call from a backup, and it's always good to have at least two options at quarterback just in case of an unforeseeable circumstance. Just be able to plug him in there, and Coach Segerson and the Wolves staff making the call to bring in Dorsey to get him some more snaps more than he's been getting lately.
So both teams come back to the field here after that timeout. The Wolves bring the whole offense back out after that timeout. Josh Burlingame is in at fullback once again. Stephen Tucker is going to get the call. He's going to get the handoff. He goes straight up the middle. He looks like he was taken down. He gets very close to the goal line. He had a nice hole opening there, but the linebacker came in and was able to tackle him. He is going to be stopped just short of the goal line. We're going to call it second goal. He's got about, call it 2 yards to go.
Well, if Stephen Tucker scores here, that's going to give him 3 touchdowns in the first quarter of a game, which I believe would tie a record set by Joe Bloomquist in 1991, where he scored 5 touchdowns in the first half of a game. I imagine 3 in one quarter and 2 in the other. Not really sure on that statistic. We'd have to go back in the archives to check that one out.
Looking for another big opening here as the back judge throws a penalty flag, and it's going to be a delay of game by South Kitsap. So instead of second goal from the 2, we're going to scoot him back to the 7-yard line. Well, call it the 8-yard line.
No matter how comfortable your lead is, or seemingly comfortable your lead is, as a coach, you never want to back your boys up farther away from the goal line, especially when you have it nudged up so close. That's not a good sign for the Wolves, but I think they'll recover pretty quickly.
So the Wolves hand the ball straight up the middle to Josh Burlingame. He is grabbed and thrown around, but not until he gets a little bit farther, a little bit closer to the goal line, almost back to the line of scrimmage where they were before the delay of game penalty. We're going to call it a gain of a couple. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the Foss 4-yard line. So South Kitsap is going to have this comfortable 13-0 lead, as that is the end of the first quarter of play here at Joe Knowles Field on the campus of South Kitsap High School. And D-Rod, the Wolves are looking pretty comfortable here in the first half of play.
Definitely looking comfortable, riding in the driver's seat at this time. And one thing I mentioned before, but very noticeable, is that I think the South Kitsap defense is really becoming more confident and more comfortable as the weeks go by here. They're really starting to sharpen their skills, and here tonight against Foss, really getting an opportunity to boost that confidence and to gain some momentum going into the next few weeks of league play, and like you mentioned earlier, trying to fight for a playoff spot.
This could be a really big night for Stephen Tucker. He's already had a couple of touchdowns from 29 yards and 15 yards, and I would imagine he's coming in at tailback, and he's got a couple of big fullbacks to help block for him. Matt Mays, Josh Burlingame, D-Jack comes in every now and then, but he's also got an excellent offensive line to create a couple of holes here, and this could be a pretty big night here for Stephen Tucker as we come out, and I would imagine that they're going to be looking to get the ball to their big runner here tonight.
Well, the Wolves keeping it pretty simple, nothing fancy, meat and potatoes ground game, run it up the gut and follow your blockers, and they're just doing a good job of that tonight.
Brian Dorsey still in at quarterback, the junior for the Wolves. He looks over the defense in that I formation. Dorsey under center. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker. There he goes in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Stephen Tucker, 4 yards out, and just like that, the Wolves are on the board. That took 5 seconds.
Stephen Tucker, great job of running there. Once again, we have to mention the offensive line just doing a great job of creating these enormous holes against the Foss line, and wow, 3 touchdowns for Stephen Tucker tonight. Nice work, South Kitsap offense.
Give a lot of credit to that big offensive line for the Wolves. That last running play, a huge opening. You could fit your truck right through it, and he went in there untouched as Stephen Tucker gets his 3rd touchdown of the night as the Wolves are lining up here for the extra point. Quincy Lyman still in at kicker for the Wolves here. Missed the last extra point. but he's going to look to redeem himself on this one, and the kick is up, and it is nails as Quincy Lyman gets the extra point, and the Wolves now lead 20-0 here in the first half of play. And when you look at this replay, D-Rod, you can just clearly see what a great opening he had to run through there.
Well, it looks like Stephen Tucker could have ran for miles and miles after he crosses the goal line. He's just a full head of steam and just ushered in by the SK offensive line there. And wow, just so far a clinic of rushing the ball right up the middle and blocking from the SK offense. 2 quarterbacks in, doing a great job, obviously very well coached offense.
We remember last week's game how Ryan Williams had a huge game, kickoff returns for touchdown, had a 93-yarder against the Wilson Rams, had a 5-yarder for another touchdown, almost had an interception, and he was everywhere. But and even though there's a lot of football left here in this game, we're also looking at Stephen Tucker he looks like he's everywhere. And if we're not careful, Coach, I can only see that Stephen Tucker might end up being up here in the booth with us.
Oh, well, Stephen Tucker doing it all like last week, and Ryan Williams doing it all. Glad to see some of the painted faces and other body parts of the SK home fans here tonight, as it's about 33 degrees or so here, and they're nice and warm down there. Hopefully they have some hot chocolate.
Lyman with the short kick straight up to the up back in near the 40-yard line for Foss. And Foss is going to have excellent field position here, place the ball at the 43-yard line. And this is the kind of thing that Foss is really looking for, but they're going to have to take advantage of having such good field position.
Well, you can't write Foss off. They're going to work hard, and they're going to try to get in the end zone. They have gone up the right sideline a couple of different times. Leon Ledoux doing a good job of breaking up passes for the Wolves, and we'll see if they go back there again or if they'll try a little bit, try something different here.
The Falcons come out with the 4 wide receiver set. Hunthausen's going to hand the ball off to the tailback, and he gets nowhere. This time it's Tiari Bell who is in for the first tailback that they had in there, Julian Cruel, and Bell. Now they're going to come out with the no huddle offense, trying to catch the South Kitsap defense off guard. Leon Ledoux switching places on the corner over on the far side. Hunthausen under center, looks to his right. He's got a man on the slant, and the pass is caught. Nice catch there by Nick Edwards, the 6'4 receiver. And D-Rod, I think that's the first reception that the Falcons have had tonight, as there is a penalty flag on the field.
I also think that's going to be a penalty for unnecessary roughness against the South Kitsap Wolves after the completion and the tackle and the whistle. Totally unnecessary roughness from the Wolves, and they'll be penalized 15 yards.
Hunthausen with a nice pass there, excellent quarterback, the big 6'4", 190-pound senior. And it's going to just be a personal foul against the Wolves. So tack on to that another 15 yards, and just like that, a big play for the Falcons, advancing them into South Kitsap territory.
And the exaggerated face mask motion of the penalty call there by the referee, really accentuating his disdain for that face mask towards the South Kitsap coaching staff.
They hand the ball off again straight up the middle. This time it is to number 21, Jacob Howell, and he comes in. So they're kind of mixing up the running duties here tonight at tailback for the Falcons. Hits the hole pretty hard, and again, the Falcons are coming out trying to create some confusion on defense for the Wolves with this no-huddle offense. He gains 2 on the carry. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Falcons as they remain in that 4 wide receiver set. Hunthausen looks to his right. He's got a man open if he can get to it, and it is a nice defensive play. Good defense there, batted away by number 34, Ryan Williams. And there's Williams again, D-Rod. He's all over the field.
Once again, Ryan Williams calling his number. He wants to get in on the play calling here, and can't blame him. We haven't called his name much tonight, but, there'll be enough to go around. Nice break up on the pass there as the Foss Falcons throw tradition out the window here, go with the no huddle, and it looks like they're in a 2-minute drill.
Nice. The handoff straight up to the tailback. And they're going to go in. That's Tiari Bell. No, excuse me. That's Jacob Howell for the Falcons, and he goes in for the touchdown. A 31-yard touchdown run by Jacob Howell, and the Foss Falcons are now on the board. They spread the offense in that no huddle. They look like they might be throwing it. They hand the ball on the little delay, and Howell gets in for the 31-yard touchdown run.
Nice job, Foss Falcons, getting in the end zone. letting the South Kitsap Wolves know tonight that there is another team on the field and they will not be steamrolled.
Foss with the nice touchdown run there after the big penalty, and they get into the end zone, and the kick is up and it is blocked. It is tipped. Nice job there on the tip. That's number 9, it looks like, Brandon Mayfield, who came in from the left side and was able to get his hands on it, and the PAT is incomplete. And with 10:26 remaining here in the first half of play, South Kitsap leads 20-6, and what looked like all of the momentum was going towards South Kitsap. Foss was able to get some of that back and get into the end zone.
Well, once again, nice job from the Foss Falcons, not rolling over here, which they could easily do. The SK Wolves maybe getting a little complacent on defense there. That unnecessary roughness, that was uncalled for, and I'm not sure where that came from or why it happened. Something tells me that there will be a little heart-to-heart on the sideline with the boys that were on the field just now, that we're not going to just be giving up points. We might be up 20, but we don't give up touchdowns.
South Kitsap coming out here. This will be the first kickoff for the Falcons as they get in on the 31-yard touchdown run by Jacob Howell, the 5'11", 175-pound senior running back for Foss. As the Wolves are going to send back 3 deep men, Ryan Williams, also Jared Moore, and Brandon Mayfield will also be back. They've got 3 up men as well. So the Foss Falcons with their first kickoff.
Let's look for an onside kick here. They were going for the 2-minute drill there. No huddle offense, maybe a little trickery to come.
Hunthausen doing the kicking duties as well. Also the quarterback, the starting quarterback for the Falcons. As the kick is going to go up here. It's a little squibber to the right side. It's going to be fielded by Jared Moore. He's got a little bit of room, but he's met near the 35-yard line and taken down quickly, but a good return there by Jared Moore. And the Wolves are going to have the ball. We're going to place that at the 37-yard line. So the Wolves are going to try and get something going here on offense.
Yeah, it's too early for the onside kick anyway. Coach Backer going for the traditional squib kick and giving the Wolves the ball back, decent field position, but test out his defense, see if they can get the Wolves back off the field here. We haven't had a turnover this game yet, so the Foss Falcons thinking maybe they can force a big play turnover here and change the tide of the game.
Staten and Miller in at wide receiver for the Wolves. Stephen Tucker, 3 touchdowns tonight. Looking for his possible 4th. They're going to fake the handoff. Tester rolls to his right. He's got a man out, cuts up, being chased down from behind, tucks it under his arm and just runs, being dragged down from behind. But also he is met by Hunthausen, who comes up to meet him. We're going to call that, though, near the 45-yard line, just short of it. We're going to place it just short of that, place it at the 44, but a nice run by Tester there. They were running that little fake rollout to the right. Everybody was covered on defense, though, by Foss, and Tester just tucked it under his arm and ran with it.
And notice that we've got the starting quarterback in the game as directly following the touchdown by the Foss Falcons.
Chad Tester back in at quarterback as he is looking over the defense there. I formation, Tucker in at tailback. Tester with a little 3-step drop. He's got a man, that's Devlin Miller. The pass is caught, and it's complete. Nice job by Miller, adjusted his stride on his pattern down the right side. Nice throw by Chad Tester, and the pass is complete all the way down to the Foss 23-yard line. Nice pass reception.
Devlin Miller just running his route, nobody really covering him too tightly and giving him some room to catch the ball. Number 23 gets down to the 23 as they pass down to the Foss towards the Foss end zone. They're almost in the red zone. The Wolves looking nice on that first big pass play of the game.
A nice tight spiral by Tester there made it easy for Miller to catch the ball. First down for the Wolves. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He's got another big hole. He's going to try. And he's just undercut near the 15-yard line. Another big opening on the left side of that offensive line by the Wolves. And Tucker gets all the way down, and I believe he's going to have a first down near the 13-yard line of Foss.
Well, right now, Stephen Tucker looks like Emmett Smith to these Foss Falcons as he's just marching up and down the field on them.
That would make him Emmett Tucker.
Well, you could say that if you wanted to.
South Kitsap will have the first down at the Foss 13-yard line. A big run by Stephen Tucker as they send Sean Staten to the far side of the field. Again, Miller giving a signal to the quarterback. We might want to look for this for the little pass play to Miller on the near side of the field. They're going to hand the ball up to Tucker. He's going to get out to the left side, stays on his feet, tries to cut up inside, gets to the goal line, and I think he gets the touchdown.
Did you see him going to that corner, just not stopping and turning those legs?
A big opening for Tucker. He looked like he was stopped near the 2-yard line, got a nice block from the wide receiver on the far end. Tucker kept going, got in, and that is his 4th touchdown for Stephen Tucker, a 13-yard touchdown run, a big night for Tucker.
Stephen Tucker, number 41, would not be denied, going for that corner of the end zone. Just really proving himself here tonight as a solid back in this league and in the state.
Stephen Tucker with a big touchdown run, his 4th of the night, as Quincy Lyman will be attempting the point after touchdown once again. A little movement up front, and we'll have to see what the call is here, and it is a delay of game again on the Wolves, so scoot them back 5 more yards, and this is the kind of thing that the Wolves don't want to see happen here, penalties.
No, they don't want to give up points, and they certainly in these types of situations, you could say it's only 1 point, but those types of things can come back and haunt you later on in the game.
So Lyman will be kicking the ball from his own 15-yard line. The kick is up, and it is good. That would have been good from 60 yards away, it looks like, as the South Kitsap Wolves get on the board, and with 8:13 left, lead the Foss Falcons 27-6 after a 13-yard touchdown run by Stephen Tucker.
Well, Stephen Tucker really doing a good job, as we'll see on the replay here. He just dragged some tacklers with him. He's off tackle left here. And 1, 2, 3 Foss Falcons with the help of a few South Kitsap Wolves. Stephen Tucker just gets that ball over the plane, just like they do in the pros and in college, and the referee makes the correct call. Touchdown, South Kitsap.
There were 3 Falcons over there on that far corner near the end zone that couldn't bring him down. Tucker kept his legs driving towards that goal line and was able to finally squeeze in there in the corner before he went out of bounds. So the Wolves get on the board again here. Stephen Tucker, a big night here at the homecoming game at South Kitsap High School for the Wolves. 4 touchdown runs already, and South Kitsap is really looking to put some damage, to create some damage here in this game, as Quincy Lyman will be kicking off here. The head coach for the Foss Falcons, we'd like to mention, is Kent Backer, and the coach for the South Kitsap High School Wolves, Mr. D.J. Sigurdson, with an excellent fine staff to go along with that, as there's a little squib kick. It's going to bounce near the 20, picked up at the 20-yard line, bounces out to the outside. That's Julian Pruell. He just lowers his shoulder, but not until he's taken down. A nice tackle there by Sean Staten on the return. And the ball's going to be placed at the Foss 31-yard line. So, Foss is actually getting some decent field position.
We'll look to see if they can take advantage of that decent field position here. They scored their last possession. They've got a little bit of a ways to go, but they're almost to midfield. And they're, doing a good job of running their offensive plays. Get a couple guys to catch some balls and throw it away from Leon Ladeau, number 81. Maybe they can get some positive yards here from the pass. We'll see if they go back to Cruel on the ground, however.
Again, the Falcons come out in that spread formation. Hunthausen looks right, then he looks left, and he's got a man open. The intended receiver was number 4, Alan Brown. And if Brown had even made any kind of attempt to catch the ball, he might have been able to catch it.
Well, he could have laid out for it, and these passes from Cruel are pretty, they're either on the spot or they're just a little bit off. He's an accurate throwing quarterback, and he might have a little bit of a future ahead of him at the college level.
They come back out in that no-huddle offense. They're going to hand the ball off again to Thierry Bell, and Jacob Howell. And Howell gets forward maybe about 5 yards on the play. The Foss Falcon coach is not happy with that one, as they're going to go with the no-huddle offense. That seemed to work a little bit for the Falcons on their last series.
Well, trying to catch, like you said, the SK Wolves defense a little off guard, but they're ready for anything. They're a well-coached defense, and they're ready. They're going 3 wide left and 1 right.
Hunthausen looks to his left, then he goes right. He's got a man on the slant. The catch is made. No, it's incomplete. Hit him right in the hands. The intended receiver, Nick Edwards again, and he had a nice cut to the inside on the slant, and Hunthausen put the ball right on the money. but he was unable to make the catch. Edwards was, and those are the kinds of passes you have to make.
Defender's hand in there on the breakup. However, that's right in the hands. You got to catch that. That's something. That's a first down catch, and you got to make it. They're gonna punt. It looks like. Are they in punt formation? They're gonna punt here on 4th down.
Hunthausen is back. Oh, the pass! It goes over his head. The snap goes over his head. Hunthausen's still gonna try and get it off, and he does. It's not a great punt, but I'll tell you what, that when that snap went over Hunthausen's head, he picked it up near the 10-yard line, was able to go forward, and at least he was able to salvage a little bit of extra room there. That could have spelled massive disaster for Foss, as the Wolves are going to take over at the Foss 30-yard line.
Well, there's a, we got South Kitsap gets a little lucky there, as there is a potential encroachment call on the right side of the defensive line from the Wolves on that punt play, something the officials kind of missed there. That could have erased that play, given him an extra few yards, and repunt the ball possibly, or actually a first down it would have given him. So a lucky missed call there from the officials, as the Wolves are struggling to get men on and off the field, and they are forced into a timeout, which I'm sure the coaches don't like to see. But, well, you got to call a timeout when you have to. You get 3 for half. You got 7:06 left in the first. And, even though there might be some confusion, don't blow a play just because you got 12 guys on the field, or you don't know what play is going to be called, or what's going on. So call a timeout, make the safe call, and get the playoff that you want to have called.
South Kitsap looking to extend their win streak here in division play of the Narrows League. And a little fun fact here, sort of a did you know for South Kitsap High School Wolves football, that the 1994 South Kitsap football team held a record of 13-0 and played in the very last King Bowl inside of the Seattle Kingdome before all of the games were moved to the Tacoma Dome. So the last time that it was, the Wolves were state champs.
They were the King Bowlers.
They were the King Bowlers for sure, as we have a great crowd here tonight, homecoming. We have a big crowd here, a lot of former students and players for the football team, athletes of all kind, as the Wolves come out, break the huddle. They're in the I formation, a little fumble on the snap. Nice fake by Tester. He's got a man up the middle. Oh, nice catch. That looks like that is number 93 for the Wolves. That's Matt Foxworthy, the tight end. A nice little fake handoff by Chad Tester, and he had Foxy streaking across near the 20-yard line, made a great catch, and was able to get down all the way to the Foss 13-yard line.
Nice play call from the Wolves there. They're not expecting to pass the tight end, and it doesn't happen very often in most football scenarios, and there they go, and he's wide open down to the 13-yard line.
Stephen Tucker in again at tailback. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He's got a big hole up the middle. He sidesteps and he's going to get in for the touchdown. Stephen Tucker with a 13-yard touchdown run, his 5th touchdown of the night.
I can't believe it. Stephen Tucker, as far as I know, tying a South Kitsap Wolves first half touchdown record originally set by Joe Bloomquist in 1991. And yes, that's Willie's older brother, Joe Bloomquist, in 1991, with 5 touchdowns in a first half. I'm not sure what the official statistics on that are. All I know is I was at that game and I saw it. That's that's a record-tying touchdown from Stephen Tucker here at Joel Knowles Field in Port Orchard. 5 touchdowns in the first half of football.
Again, give a lot of credit to that big opening by the offensive line for South Kitsap as Quincy Lyman gets the kick up, and it is good. And with 6:29 remaining here in the first half, the South Kitsap Wolves lead the Foss Falcons 34-6. And you'll see on this replay here, D-Rod, that the offensive line created a big hole, but also credit the new fullback that was in. That was number 31, DJ Brannon, the 5'11 senior that came in to block for Tucker, and he was able to just dance into the end zone.
I have a feeling that I could have run down there and been the fullback, and Tucker could have pranced into the end zone. He just is untouched and unscathed and unharmed, waltzing in. Foss defensive coordinator can't be very happy about it. Stephen Tucker and the SK Wolves are very happy about it. 5 touchdowns for Stephen Tucker. We're going to keep repeating it because it's a fun super fact. Stephen Tucker, 5 touchdowns first half here.
We might be seeing a record set here tonight by Tucker if he gets in there for that 6th touchdown as Quincy Lyman comes out again. The Wolves are looking to kick off here to the Foss Falcons. And
that spread offense that was being used by the Falcons was doing a pretty good job of throwing the defense off by the Wolves a little bit, not allowing a lot of substitutions. But the Falcons were just having a little bit of difficulty trying to get things on track here, as Quincy Lyman is going to kick off, and it's going to be fielded by Cruel at the 20-yard line. He sidesteps, but he cannot escape the would-be tackler who does make the tackle. That's number 35, Matt Mays. And Cruel got about 5 yards on the return. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Foss, deep in their own territory at their own 25-yard line. But D-Rod, the Falcons are going to have to do something here before half.
Well, you know, the Foss Falcons are still fighting, scratching, and clawing, and doing their best to play here. Give credit to these kids for sticking in there. Offensive line, at this point, seeming like they're having a tough night. They're playing hard, and got to give credit to the Foss Falcons for sticking it in here.
Foss sends 3 wide receivers, trips to the far side. Hunthausen looked like he was calling an audible. He's going to look to his right. He's got a man open in the flat, but the pass was incomplete, and a late flag comes flying in at the 20-yard line, and I believe that this is going to be a personal foul late hit on the South Kitsap Wolves. And it is. It's going to be roughing the passer against the defense, so the pass was incomplete. Nice defense by the Wolves, but the defender got in there just a little bit too late, and when that happens, when that quarterback throws that ball, you cannot touch him.
Last time that happened, the Foss Falcons got the free 15 yards and went down for a touchdown. I guarantee this is going to be a topic of discussion in the locker room for the SK Wolves and Coach DJ Sigurdsson.
Well, your adrenaline is flowing, and you're just trying to make a good play, working hard there for the coaches, and for the team, and for the fans, and sometimes that happens purely unintentional, as the Falcons are going to have a 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Hunthausen has a man open. Oh, and a nice over-the-shoulder catch. That is Edwards again. What a great catch by Edwards near the 42-yard, or excuse me, that's a 38-yard line. As what a nice throw there by Hunthausen and a catch by Edwards.
A nice example of sportsmanship there from Coach Eric Canton as he gives number 11, the receiver on that pass play, a little swat on the behind there from the sideline, saying, "Good job, young man." Nice play.
The Falcons come out. They're going to fake the pass. They're going to hand the ball straight up the middle. Again, that is Jacob Howell with the run there. They faked the pass play, ran the draw, and Howell only got maybe about 4 yards on the carry. It's going to be 2nd and 6 for Foss. Again, trying to draw the defense off there. Hunthausen looking over the defense, trips wide receivers to the right. He looks right, then looks left. He's got a man on the middle. The ball's caught. Oh, and he couldn't stay on his feet. A nice reception all the way down to the South Kitsap 6-yard line. Nice reception there.
Number 6.
Nice reception by Julian Cruel, as Foss had a one-on-one coverage there by the safety, by the defensive back.
And that time he did reach out and grab the ball, and nice pass, nice catch, and nice stumble up to into the red zone for the Foss Falcons.
First and goal for the Falcons as they're going to throw it up, and the pass is caught. Touchdown. A nice pass by Hunthausen. It's going to be a 7-yard touchdown pass completion to Nick Edwards, and just like that, the Falcons are back on the board. But when your quarterback is 6'4" and your wide receiver is 6'4", you're going to be able to get some high throws up top and catch that ball over the defensive backs.
That was a nice set of plays there from the Foss Falcons, and history did repeat itself. A personal penalty on the South Kitsap Wolves roughing the passer this time.
Foss will go for it here for the 2-point conversion. They're going to fake it. They got a man open. The ball's caught, and it is good. So the 2-point conversion for Foss, and just like that, they get back on the board. And with 5:20 left here in the first half, Foss is on the move. Don't count them out yet.
Foss does look like they've been scoring 4 touchdowns a game, which they've been scoring 27 points per game. They're on par for their season average at 14 here in the first half, and they're just doing their thing. They're throwing the ball around a little bit and going to the 2-minute, the no huddle offense, and keeping the ball busy on the field. And South Kitsap giving up some plays there. Not something you really want to see. I imagine there might be some second-string guys in there, but you want all your guys to be able to fit into the system, and those pieces need to fit into place.
One of the keys for the Falcons tonight, their offense is doing a really good job, and their defense is going to have to step it up and make some kind of a contribution. They're doing okay at times, but they're going to have to try and stop that powerful South Kitsap offense. and get the ball back into the hands of the offense. But that's a tough task here against such a good South Kitsap football team.
What do you think here, Coach DB? Are they going to go back to Stephen Tucker and go for that 6th touchdown, or do you think? I doubt they're even aware of the record. They might be. I'm not. I seriously doubt it. You can't really say they're trying to run up the score when they're going for straight up the middle running plays. It's just, that's what football is. It's not like basketball. You don't pass up a layup.
I think the Wolves are going to go to their key guys, and Stephen Tucker is being one of them. The ball is taken by the up back. That's Josh Burlingame. He was able to get the ball near the 40-yard line, run straight ahead, north and south, and they're going to place the ball. We'll have to wait and see where they put it, but it's going to be at the 45-yard line. So South Kitsap will have some time left here in the first half of play. And like you were saying earlier, D-Rod, I think that the Wolves are just going to come out and play their good old-fashioned football as they're sending in quite a few substitutions here. In at quarterback now, Gordy Anderson, the 6'1 sophomore for the Wolves. New fullback, new tailback. They're going to hand the ball off to the new tailback. That's number 33, Robert Issa, the sophomore as well, and he gets off left guard. We're going to call that a gain of 6. Looks like it'll be 2nd and 4. So some of the Wolves are getting in here before halftime. That's
Sophomore Gordy Anderson from Cedric Junior High last year, handing the ball off to a former foe, Robert Issa of Marcus Whitman Junior High, both sophomores. Nice play there to start off the first set of downs here with 4:39 in the first half.
Anderson with the snap. They're going to fake the handoff. Anderson rolls to his right. He's got a man out the flat. Oh, what a nice catch there by the tight end. That's Greg Pickard, the 6'2 sophomore for the Wolves. So one sophomore to another, and just like that, the Wolves have a first down.
Greg Pickard, number 14, also a sophomore out of John Cedric Junior High. We've got some young players in the game at this point. Let's see if we can throw the ball around a little bit. And, yeah, there is more than one guy on offense than Stephen Tucker.
Anderson made a nice rollout to his right, and Pickard ran an excellent route, made a nice grab, and went down. As there's going to be, it looked like it was going to be offsides. There goes Robert Issa. He's going to try and break out to the outside, almost gets free. And but not before he gets about 8 yards on the play. Good cut up there by Robert Issa. And the Wolves are going to be near first down territory. Call it mark just inside. We're going to put it at the 30-yard line with under 4 minutes to go now. South Kitsap still leading Foss 34-14 as the Wolves come out. Gordy Anderson still in at quarterback, the sophomore.
We're looking at the future of Wolves football here with Gordy Anderson and Greg Pickard and Robert Issa.
They're going to hand the ball off to the tailback. That's Issa once again. He gets down to the 25-yard line, and that is going to be a first down. Actually, in a tailback, that was number 97, Chris Nenninger, the 5'9 sophomore for the Wolves. So a lot of Wolves are getting in here on the offensive series before half.
The sophomore out of John Cedric Junior High School.
In at fullback is number 11, James Dye, also a sophomore. So this is just sophomore heaven here for the Wolves coaches, as Anderson is going to hand the ball up to the counter to Nenninger, but the defense for the Falcons stay home, and he is not getting anywhere. In fact, he's going to lose about 2 yards on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Wolves. Spot the ball at the Foss 27-yard line.
Nenninger doing a good job of staying there in the pocket as he bounces out of one tackle and then escapes into the flat for a second before he's met by a solid tackle from the Foss defense.
South Kitsap now split in at wide receiver, number 91, Mike Alonzo, another sophomore to the far side of the field.
John Cedric Junior High.
They're going to hand the ball off to the new tailback. That's number 37, Michael Murray, the senior for the Wolves. As more substitutions come in here, Gordy Anderson coming over to the sideline to get the play from Coach DJ Sigurdsson. As a whole mess of Wolves coming in and out of this game here, so a lot of South Kitsap youth getting some play here tonight.
And if I'm the Foss Falcons, I've got a danger red alert here with number 81, Leon Mado, one-on-one on the near sideline against number 11. You can see him lining up there in the lower right side of your screen. That's going to be a potential problem here for the Foss Falcons.
The Wolves with a 3rd and 8. Anderson's going to hand the ball off to Issa again. He is hit stays on his feet, powers his way forward for a first down.
Nice run from Robert Issa. Nice run from the sophomore. Doing a great job of keeping his feet moving and just getting up the field. Nice work.
Issa got hit near the 18-yard line, kept his legs driving forward, and was able to get the first down. Placed that ball at the Foss 13-yard line. So South Kitsap knocking on the door here again with 1.5 left in the first half of play. Leon Ladeau still in the game at wide receiver, split to the near side of the field. Robert Issa still in there at tailback. They're going to pitch the ball to Issa. He gets a nice block, puts his head down, oh, what a hit by the defense there by Foss. Nice tackle there, number 62. That's Antoine Page, the big defensive lineman for the Foss Falcons, but nice job by Issa getting the ball down to the 8-yard line.
Good blocking from this second unit out here for the SK Wolves.
1 minute left to go here in the first half of play as the Wolves are looking to get on the board. Anderson under center. The Wolves trying to get into the end zone. Once again, they're going to fake the handoff. Anderson rolls to his right, stops. He's got a man out in the flat. The pass is complete. And, he almost gets in. Nice catch there by Greg Pickard. Pickard looked like he was stopped, spun around to the inside. The clock will stop with 41 seconds left as they will move the chains, but they'll start it quickly. The ball is going to be placed at the 2-yard line, so it looks like the Wolves are going to try and get in. And what do you think, D-Rod? Looks like Issa might get the call here.
Yeah, Issa's carried the load here. Issa or Nenninger have carried the load here for the Wolves on this drive, and it looks like they're probably going to throw him in there to score the touchdown. He deserves it.
Anderson under center. He's going to give the ball to Issa. He gets his way forward. He is close, but no signal yet. And they're calling timeout. He didn't quite get in, got down to the 1-yard line. So a gain of 1 on the play, and it's going to be second and goal from the from the Foss 1-yard line in at fullback.
Yeah, I thought he got in, but I guess he didn't quite get there. It looked like the ball broke the plane. I couldn't really tell from this angle, but the second unit out there for the SK Wolves, mostly made up of sophomores, really playing with a sense of urgency, saying, we need to score, we need to score. They want to get their name in the paper as well.
He was close. Issa was close to the goal line. We weren't sure if he got in or not. Obviously, he was stopped short. It looked like his knee was down first before the ball crossed the plane of the goal line. But the Wolves, with 20 seconds left in the game, are going to look to punch this in. And I'm only guessing that the Wolves are going to maybe come out in that power I formation.
They're looking like they're going to go to Issa going power I left to score the touchdown here. Coach Segerson making the call in the huddle, and Coach Fairweather helping his guys out there, breaking the huddle and going back out on the field. Gordy Anderson doing a good job of getting the calls in from the coaches and running the offense here.
The Wolves coming out in just the I formation. In at fullback is James Dye. Robert Issa, they're going to hand the ball off to Issa. He is stopped again, though. In fact, he's going to lose a yard. It's going to be 3rd and goal, and the Wolves call a timeout once again.
The Foss Falcons defense all of a sudden showing up and deciding they're going to stop the run right here at the very last seconds of the first half, and the last inches before the end zone. The South Kitsap Wolves knocking, but unable to punch it in. Doing a nice job of playing with some pride here at the end of the first half, and really doing a good job of proving to themselves and their coaches that we're still playing.
South Kitsap doing some Guns N' Roses here, knocking on that goal line door, trying to get in here as the Wolves lead 34-14. A lot of youth coming in for the Wolves from the sideline, and Robert Issa doing a nice job at tailback, and a lot of young guys, a lot of sophomores in here in this game right before halftime. So the Wolves are really looking forward to getting the ball to punch this baby in. Foss looking to stop him here. Gordy Anderson under center. Once again, they break the huddle. They're going to come out. Anderson's going to roll to his right. He's flushed out of the pocket. He throws it up. He's got it, and it's a touchdown. Touchdown, South Kitsap. Leon Ladeau on the receiving end from Gordy Anderson. It was just a 2-yard touchdown play, but a nice throw by Anderson. Ladeau got to the near side of the field, got away from the defensive back, and a touchdown for the South Kitsap Wolves.
Leon Ladeau doing a good job in this half on defense, and now right there on offense, catching that ball, just thrown up perfectly. Gordy Anderson flushed, looking like he was going to get popped for a sack there. Catch it right in the front right corner of the end zone, and what started off as possible Paradise City is more like welcome to the jungle for the Foss Falcons here.
Gordy Anderson rolled to his left a little, faked the handoff, and was almost sacked, but was able to get the throwaway. Nice pass by Anderson, and Ladeau did a nice job streaking across near the back of the end zone, and was able to run right underneath it and catch that ball for a nice 2-yard completion. But the way Ladeau was running, it seemed like it was about a 65-yarder.
Well, they did have to throw quite a ways to get that 2-yard touchdown reception. Nice job, sophomore to sophomore there.
So the Wolves with the extra point attempt here. Quincy Lyman still in, and the kick is up, and it is blocked, and it is no good. So with 6.8 seconds remaining here in the first half of play at the homecoming game for the South Kitsap Wolves, South Kitsap now leads Foss 40-14. But I'll tell you what, D-Rod, the Wolves they can't get cute now because the Foss Falcons offense is just potent enough to get some points on the board.
Oh yeah, they're used to scoring big points every game, averaging a touchdown per quarter. So, even though the Wolves have posted a pretty tough 40 spot on them here in the first half, the Foss Falcons are going to look to come out and just start kind of wheeling and dealing, playing with some loose football, airing it out possibly. And, well, the Wolves defense is kind of giving up some big plays here in the end of the first half in the second quarter, and well, I'm sure they'll talk about that in the locker room. Let's not give up any more points than we have to. They've already got 14 on the board. Let's try to do the best we can to shut them out the rest of the way.
So with about 6 seconds, just under 7 seconds remaining here in the first half, we can only imagine that the South Kitsap Wolves are just going to try and squib this down the middle. I can't think that Foss is going to try and do anything special, any kind of tricks or anything like that. They're just going to try and go in being down 40-14, and the Wolves are especially going to try and not give up any big plays here on this kickoff.
No, that's something that they don't want to do. They don't want to give up any sort of plays. 40-14 is okay. 40-20 or 21 that's halfway there, and the coaches don't want to. We have a whistle here as the Wolves are about ready to kick off. I thought I had already heard a whistle signaling that they're ready to kick off, and we had a check kick there from the SK Wolves special teams. They squib it right down the middle and try not to give up any big plays there at the end of the first half.
They squibbed it up the middle right there. It was recovered by Foss near midfield. The ball is going to be down at the Foss 47-yard line, and even though it's a long shot, but it's at relatively good field position for Foss, as they're going to probably send one of their bigger wide receivers, Nick Edwards, the big 6'4" senior. They're going to send in again 4 wide receivers. Actually, they've got 5 in now. Hunthausen is the only one in the backfield in the shotgun formation. Trips receivers to the far side. Hunthausen looking down. He's going to throw it up. He's got a man out in the flat, and the pass is complete. That was to Cruel, but he's not going very far, and there is 0.1 seconds left remaining in the game.
They're going to call a timeout and try to set up a touchdown play.
Foss called a timeout, and this usually means that they're going to try and either send 3 or 4 wide receivers to one side and just throw it up for the Hail Mary, or they might even try one of the old hook and ladder plays.
Well, to get that clock stopped with 0.1 seconds, that takes a lot of skill from the clock operator up here in the booth above the field, and that's nice work as they do call a timeout just before the expiration of the first half.
So South Kitsap is just looking to go into halftime with a comfortable 40-14 lead. They don't want to give up any big plays here, as the Falcons do come out with 5 wide receivers, 3 split to the near side of the field. Look for some kind of a Hail Mary, or they might run a few laterals here to try and get that ball into the end zone. As they're looking back, he's going to roll out to his left. Hunthausen, he's being scrambled. He does throw it down. He's got a man open at the 10-yard line, down near it. He gets in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Foss. A 65-yard, we'll call it 63-yard touchdown pass and reception. And just like that, Foss gets on the board with no time left in the first half. Can you believe it?
I think Coach Segerson might have been out of the coach's box there at the 15-yard line to talk to his defender on that play.
Alan Brown, the junior for Foss, got behind the defensive back. It looked like Hunthausen was maybe going down, and he just threw it up for grabs, and there was Brown on the receiving end near the 10-yard line, and he was able to get in. They're going to go for the two-point conversion, and they do get it. Just like that, Foss gets on the board.
They go into the locker room with a head of steam. We're going to take a look at the replay here of that last Foss amazing touchdown. He was totally flushed out of the pocket on the run for his life, throwing off the wrong foot, going in the wrong direction, just hails it up there up the left sideline, and there he is. He's got his receiver wide open. Here he is flushed out of the pocket, being pursued, being knocked down, and just wings it up there. He could have been out of bounds there at about the 15-yard line.
The receiver got behind the defensive backs. It did look a little questionable. That's officially a 50-yard touchdown pass from Hunthausen to Allen Brown, and the extra point is good, the two-point conversion.
Maybe Coach Segerson was talking to the official about the fact that he looked like he was out of bounds twice before he got into the end zone.
And nonetheless, the touchdown is good, and the Foss Falcons get on the board here right before halftime ends. South Kitsap still with the 40-22 lead, but that is the kind of momentum, D-Rod, that the Foss Falcons are looking for to go into halftime.
Well, the Foss Falcons doing a great job of coming back there and proving to the Wolves that they are still here and they're not going anywhere. And the coaching staff probably going to have a little heart-to-heart chat with the SK boys in the locker room as we look to move into the halftime entertainment portion of our homecoming celebration here at South Kitsap High School, homecoming 2007.
As the South Kitsap High School marching band comes out onto the field, D-Rod and I are going to turn the reins over here to Jessica Anderson and to Tammy Lester-Dame, who are going to be in control of the halftime activities here at South Kitsap High School, and we will be back after a little while. Take it over, ladies.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the halftime festivities 2007 here at South Kitsap High School. Kicking off the entertainment tonight will be the SKHS Band, under the direction of band director Gary Grams. The band is 109 members strong and will be performing song selections tonight from the Beatles.
Ladies and gentlemen, the South Kitsap High School Marching Band under the direction of Gary Grant. The marching band, drum major Stanton Wilcox and junior drum major Chris Cooper will direct the band tonight. They will be performing song selections from the Beatles, which include the hit songs Magical Mystery Tour, Hard Day's Night, Eleanor Rigby featuring senior trumpeter Michael Dryden, and Hey Jude featuring Dryden also on trumpet. The drum majors like to thank the band, section leaders, parents in the South Kitsap School District for their hard work in supporting the band. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the South Kitsap High School Marching Band. Dryden, trumpet soloist, Stanton Wilcox, and Chris Cooper, drum major. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we celebrate homecoming at South Kitsap High School. Featuring on the track in the carts. Carts supplied by Scott Alexander Pro Shop, Gold Mountain. We are now going to feature the homecoming court. In car number 1. Sarah Brown. Her parents are Jeff and Marcia Brown. She is involved in cross country and NJROTC, plans to go to the Naval Academy and fly aircraft. Her escort is Stephen Tucker. His parents are Mark Tucker and Yolanda Brown. He enjoys sports and is on varsity football and track. Our first honorees are Sarah Brown and Stephen Tucker.
Under the direction of senior drum major Stenton Wilcox and junior drum major Chris Cooper. They performed song selections from the Beatles, which included the hit songs Magical Mystery Tour, Hard Day's Night, Eleanor Rigby. Michael Dryden was a senior trumpet solo. Next song was Hey Jude, also senior trumpet solo from Michael Dryden. Drum majors would like to thank the band, section leaders, and parents in the South Kitsap School District for their dedication and hard work in supporting the band.
So, Miss Anderson, tonight we are celebrating 2007 homecoming festivities, and it looks like we are going to be introducing the homecoming court for 2007 to you.
On the cart right there is Tanisha Hansen, whose parents are Rhonda Hansen and Keith Lawrence. She's senior class president and enjoys being involved in the acting ensemble.
And a member of chamber choir.
And Tanisha is, her escort is going to be Aaron Terry, whose parents are David and Linda Terry. He enjoys track and highlighters and enjoys hanging out with his 5 brothers, 3 sisters, and 2 wonderful parents.
In the cart following is Hey Sue, whose parents are Sung and Kyung Sue. She's senior class senator and chamber choir. She's going to be escorted by Aaron Vetter, whose parents are Gary and Sharon Vetter. He's president of FFA and chairman of Parliamentary Procedures team.
The next cart we have is senior Rachel Kabakungan. Her parents are Mike and Olivia Kabakungan. She is a commanding officer of NJROTC and senior class vice president. Her escort will be Dana Abernathy, whose parents are Mark and Kayleen Abernathy. He enjoys soccer and tennis. He would like to go to WSU and become a chemical engineer.
And Dana Abernathy. Our next honored couple are Kylie Ballstad.
Following that cart is Kylie Ballstad, whose parents are Christy and Lonnie Ballstad. She plays varsity soccer and she's involved with DECA. She loves to travel and she plays soccer. Her escort is Mo Young, who you can see in the stands all painted when the game comes back on. His parents are Marvin and Kimiko Young. He's a very spirited SK fan. He enjoys snowboarding, cars, and paintballing.
Next honored couple are Becca Johnson and DeAndre.
The next cart we have are Becca Johnson and DeAndre Jackson. Becca's parents are Corrine and the late Randy Johnson. She's an ASB secretary and she enjoys theater. She enjoys traveling and experiencing different cultures. DeAndre, who's part of the SK football team, his mom is Janet Jackson. He's involved with varsity football, wrestling, and track.
Right behind Becca and DeAndre is Jillian Shadow and Jordan Thomas. And they are slowly coming up the track.
Next to be honored Jillian Shadow and Jordan Thomas.
Jillian's parents are Jason and Ann Shadow. She plays varsity soccer. And a fun fact about her, she loves chocolate. Her escort is Jordan Thomas. Parents are Steve and Mary Ann Thomas. He plays varsity soccer, and in the wintertime, he loves to go snowboarding. He's got a soccer sweatshirt on right now.
Hopefully that snowboarding season won't be starting anytime soon.
It's cold enough.
And coming up behind Jillian and Jordan, making their way along the track, we have Monique Morey and Brad Feddersen. Monique's parents are Mitch and Michelle Morey. Monique is actually the fourth Morey we've had come through South Kitsap High School here, all been a part of the homecoming festivities in the past. Monique enjoys varsity soccer and fast pitch, and she enjoys hanging out with friends and her dog. She is escorted by SKHS football player Brad Feddersen. His parents are Jill and Gordy Swan. He is involved in varsity football and wrestling, and he enjoys hanging out with Monique.
Second couple on the honor court are Danielle Helms and Quincy Lyman.
Following Monique and Brad are Danielle Helms and Quincy Lyman. Danielle's parents are Robert and Lori Helms. She is varsity boys basketball stats, and she's also one of their managers. She actually enjoys making and drinking coffee. Her escort, Quincy Lyman. Parents are Gary and Sherry Lyman. Sherry teaches here at the high school. He plays a lot of sports, varsity football, wrestling, and soccer. He enjoys spending time with his family and his friends.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your 2007 South Kitsap High School Homecoming King and Queen.
And finally across the track, last but not least, we have your homecoming king and queen. Your queen this for 2007 is Sarah Milne. Her parents are Dean and Sherilyn Milne. She's involved with ASB. She's the vice president and varsity soccer. She is escorted by homecoming king Gunther Hamill. His parents are Kathy Hamill. His mom is Kathy Hamill. He is the ASB president. And his interesting fact here, he wants everyone to know that he got his tux at the Men's Warehouse. Little advertising quip there, I think.
Maybe he got his tux for free?
So lots of homecoming activities, Miss Anderson, going on here tonight.
Lots of spirit this week. Lots of people dressing up.
We celebrated Spirit Week this week with let's see, Comfy Cozy Day, Black and White Day, Sports Day. We brought in the 80s on Thursday. That was fun. That kind of brought us home a little.
Made you look a little bit younger.
And then we finally had, of course, celebrating school spirit today. Before we sign off and turn it back over to Darren and David, I'd like to say a little note about some of the other sports activities we have going on at South right now. Our girls swim team is actually 5-1 right now, with their toughest opponents still coming up. In the next 2 weeks, they have a tough match at home versus Stadium, and then they will travel to Gig Harbor for a match with Gig Harbor. Gig Harbor is traditionally the powerhouse in the league. Not too sure what the excitement's all about out there tonight. Anyways, also volleyball, they've had a rough start this season. They're currently 1-4, and they have Mount Tahoma and North Kitsap coming up. Soccer is doing well at this time. They are currently 4-2. They had a tough loss against Gig Harbor, and then Soccer Powerhouse Stadium. And then one of their toughest opponents, as always, for the Wolves are the Lions from Bellarmine. That will be coming up next week.
It's been a very exciting night for all the SKHS royalty, but it's not over yet, of course. There's another half of football, but the grand finale comes tomorrow night with the homecoming dance. The theme for the homecoming dance is Starlight Ball. And now we hand the microphone back over to Darren and Dave.
Well, we welcome you back here to Joel Knowles Field in Port Orchard, Washington. Thank you, Tammy and Jessica, for the halftime festivities here with the SKHS super fans and the homecoming king and queen, and of course the cheerleaders, and of course the fabulous SKHS marching band as the SK Wolves prepare to come back on the field. So far in the first half, DB, we've seen Stephen Tucker streaking for 5 touchdowns, as he has tied a South Kitsap record of 5 touchdowns in the first half. I thought of something funny, that's why I laughed. Stephen Tucker really putting on a nice performance tonight, and the South Kitsap Wolves exerting themselves on the Foss Falcons offense and defense, but the Foss Falcons coming out of a 0.1 second timeout and Hail Marying a 40-yard pass play to put themselves right back into this game, 40-22. I'm sure the South Kitsap coaching staff had a little chat with the players at halftime saying, don't get complacent, don't second guess your opponent.
I believe you're right, D-Rod. The Wolves came out and were up 40-14, and then the Foss Falcons got the ball back with about 6 seconds remaining in the first half of play, and they were able to go all the way in for a long 50-yard touchdown pass play, as we had Andrew Hunthausen, the quarterback, doing a fine job for the Falcons. Was able to find Alan Brown for the 50-yard touchdown strike, and they got the extra point, 2-point conversion. And the Wolves, or the Foss Falcons, got a little bit closer and trail 40-22 at halftime. And even though that is still quite a distance to make up in scoring, but the Falcons were showing a lot of promise there on offense shortly before halftime.
Momentum on their side, some nice clock management and a little bit of luck on the side of the Foss Falcons, as it looked like, to me at least, that the Foss receiver might have stepped out of bounds of the 15 and maybe didn't quite cross the plane of the end zone with the football to score that last touchdown, but to give the Foss Falcons credit, having the guts to throw it up there and the wherewithal to catch the ball and streak up the sideline. Nice individual plays from the quarterback and from the receiver for the Foss Falcons. The SK defense giving up a little something there at the end of the first half.
South Kitsap looking to do the job here on defense as well, as they were starting to pile the points on there in the first half. Not intentionally, having to do so legitimately, because the Foss Falcons showing a lot of strength on offense as well, and keeping the South Kitsap defense in check. So coming out here to start the second half, the Foss Falcons will be kicking off to the South Kitsap Wolves, as the Wolves received, or in the first half, the Wolves kicked off to the Falcons, and so they will switch this here at the start of the second half. And the Wolves are going to look to come out here and try and get something done and want to get some more points on the board to develop to have a nice cushion. Because I'm telling you, as we saw in the first half, D-Rod, Foss was really coming out gunning. They were running that no-huddle offense, 4 wide receiver spread, 5 wide receivers at one point, and really trying to mix it up a little bit there.
Well, I can't think of the last time when we saw 62 points put up in the first half of a football game. Not any games that we've done. Really, both teams kind of letting it loose a little bit, and more really the SK Wolves keeping a more conventional wisdom on the ground, with Stephen Tucker scoring 5 touchdowns right up the middle, all 5 of them, and one extra one for pass play from the sophomore Gordy Anderson, number 17, to number 81, the sophomore Leon Ladeau, in the right corner of the right side end zone here. Mostly rushing plays for South. Foss mixing it up a little bit more, but Foss really kind of forced into that no huddle. clock is not their friend right now. They got to make good use of the clock, and South content with keeping the ball on the ground. We'll see if South can avoid that stingy, that unfortunate 3-and-out bug that can strike some teams when they find themselves on the wrong end of the momentum swing.
So the Falcons will come out kicking to the Wolves. The Wolves will send 3 deep men, Brandon Mayfield, Ryan Williams, and Jared Moore will be back to receive the kick here. They're not going to kick it very far. They're going to try, and it's going to be fielded by Brandon Mayfield at his own 22-yard line. He's got a little bit of room, tries to stiff arm his way out, cuts back up the middle, tries to spin around the would-be tackler, but not until he's taken down at his own 38-yard line. A nice return by Brandon Mayfield, and the Wolves are going to have decent field position here to start the second half.
Mayfield skippering and scampering around left to right, right to left, left to right, and finally goes down to the 39-yard line, giving the Wolves some good initial field position here in the second half. This game is far from over. The Wolves cannot look past this opponent. I'm sure the coaches talked about it, the players know it, and they're going to come out here guns blazing and the legs churning and trying to get that ball, eat some clock and get that ball in the end zone, start things off here in the second half of play.
The Wolves' first offensive unit comes back in. Tester at quarterback. They're going to hand the ball off to Stephen Tucker. Tucker tries to sidestep a couple of tacklers, goes off left guard, gets past midfield, and will be down near the 48-yard line, but not until he gets a first down there, and just like that, the Wolves are on the ground game.
Stephen Tucker once again showing, proving his point to the Foss Falcons defensive line and linebackers that I'm gonna run. I'm gonna follow my blockers, and I'm gonna be churning. He's gonna turn those legs, and he's gonna go right up the middle. Nice run from Stephen Tucker.
The Wolves come out in the I formation. Matt Mays in at fullback. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker again. He tries to come up the middle, and maybe a gain of a few on the play. We're going to call it maybe a gain of 3 or 4. And it's going to be second down for the Wolves. And the Wolves aren't going to try and get too cute here, trying to sustain some pretty good ball control, as right now one of the things that they'd like to do is just be able to run this clock out as quickly as possible.
One thing that the Wolves did do at the end of the second half, or at the end of the second quarter there, was they had a nice little rollout pass play to the tight end a couple of times, which still eats clock and gets some good yardage, takes the other team by surprise.
South Kitsap with the 2nd and 6 here. They're going to fake the handoff. Tester, nice fake. He's got a man out in the flat. Nice catch there by the tight end. That's number 93, Matt Foxworthy again, streaking across the middle. Nice catch by Foxy, and a nice throw by Tester there, and it's going to be a completed first down again. So the Wolves doing a good job here on their first series of offensive plays.
Looks like that first quarter trend of cold hands and drop passes is past us, and the players from both sides are seeming to have those hands warmed up and are catching the ball with a lot more consistency here in the second half.
The Wolves come out 1st and 10 at the Foss 37-yard line. They're going to hand the ball off to Tucker. He's got a hole up the middle, tries to jump over a man, gets down near the 32. We're going to call it a gain of 6 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Wolves. And credit that offensive line with getting back, who had been injured for the last couple of weeks. The big lineman for the Wolves, number 52, Brian Kuznick, and at 6'7", 285 pounds, you're going to create some openings there for the running backs.
Kuznick, an essential part of this line, and doing a great job of creating holes for his runners, and doing a good job of complementing the rest of the guys on that offensive line.
Cook and Dannison on the right side of that line with the quick hit of the fullback straight up the middle. That's Josh Burlingame, gets the ball down to the 20-yard line. A nice quick fullback dive right up the middle. Burlingame tucks it under his arm, and he gets all the way down to the 20-yard line. Nice run by Burlingame.
The thing about these boys from South Kitsap is they've been running these plays all their lives. That is, as a fullback, you want to hear that play call. Fullback dive right up the middle, just go, go, go until they tackle you. That reminds me of the old John L. Williams from the Seattle Seahawks glory days of the late 80s.
Place the ball at the 21. They're going to hand it off to Ryan Williams. He's got a big hole if he gets going. Sidesteps a tackler, and he's not until he's brought down by a whole mess of Falcons. And he still inches his way forward, gets inside the 5-yard line. We're going to mark it down at the 4. Nice run by Ryan Williams.
It really didn't look like anybody was going to be able to stop him. He was carrying half of both teams on his back into the end zone, it looked like, and finally taken down by, I think, about 8 or 9 of the Foss Falcons and a couple of his players. Well, we've got a hold on the offense of South Kitsap. That's going to push that nice play back.
We didn't see the penalty on, didn't see the flag thrown, but there was a holding or maybe an illegal block at the back by the Wolves. And so instead of having the ball at the 4-yard line, the Wolves are going to have the ball at their own 14-yard line.
Are you allowed to push your back in the back? Can you do that? As an offensive lineman, is that legal?
There must have been a hold or a push in the back somewhere else because I sure didn't see it. But the Wolves are still going to have a first and we'll call it 1st and 3 from the Foss 14-yard line. And again, D-Rod, this is the kind of thing that they're looking for to get the points on the board. As Staten and Miller split both sides of the field. Ryan Williams, the junior, now in at tailback for the Wolves. D-Jack in at the fullback. Tester under center. He's going to hand the ball off to Ryan Williams. He's got a hole straight up the middle. Cuts back. He keeps dragging his man forward, and he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown, South Kitsap. Ryan Williams with the 14-yard touchdown run.
Ryan Williams looking like his old self of last week, getting into the end zone with relative ease there, and just a kind of a replay of the last play, just turning those legs and getting up the middle and going into the end zone. He can carry a load.
That's the kind of thing that the Wolves are looking to do here, capitalize on offense, getting the ball here. They take more of a commanding lead, but like we said earlier, D-Rod, as they get ready for the extra point kick here by Quincy Lyman, the Wolves need to want to tighten it up just a little bit on defense as well, because the Falcons have been showing some scoring as the kick is up, and it is good. And with 8:59 remaining here in the third quarter of the play, the Wolves go up 47-22 at the homecoming game here at South Kitsap High School. But there's a lot of football left in this game.
There is a lot of football. The Foss Falcons are showing some life on offense. Luckily for the SK fans here at homecoming, the Wolves have an offensive outburst here as we see Ryan Williams getting the handoff, going left and then moving right. The Foss tackler was unable to stop his big momentum there up the middle. Williams goes in for the 6 points here. Start off the second half for the Wolves. It is now 47-22. Just a huge amount of points being put up by both teams, South Kitsap and Foss here tonight.
South Kitsap getting into the end zone on a 14-yard touchdown run by Ryan Williams. Stephen Tucker in the first half was able to gain 5 touchdowns at tailback. Saw another touchdown.
Catch by Leon Ladeau.
That's right, thrown by Gordy Anderson, both sophomores, and now Ryan Williams gets in on the action as well as the Wolves get ready to kick off here. Back deep to receive for the Falcons. They send 2 deep men, number 23, Tiari Bell and Jamal Bird for the Falcons, and they're going to try and keep it away, and it's going to be taken by Brown. That's Jacob Howell once again, and he fielded the ball near his own 20-yard line, gets it all the way back to the 35. So Foss is going to have pretty good field position to start their first series of play here in the second half.
Some more good sportsmanship from number 54 of Foss, helping up a South Kitsap tackler there on the kickoff return. That's a nice example. These guys are down 25, and we still got guys helping each other up. That's nice. And yeah, Foss will start off with some good field position, and we'll see what they can do with the ball here. Put it in the air. They haven't been afraid to throw it up in the air, so we'll see if they go back again.
Jacob Howell is the lone setback. 4 wide receivers. They're going to hand the ball off to Howell. He tries to get to the outside, and he's got a little bit of running room. Almost fumbles the ball. He got way outside a left tackle. Gets near the first down marker. I believe he might be just a hair bit shy, and he is. He's going to be about a yard short, but if Howell had gotten a little bit quicker to the outside, he had a lot of running room on that far side of the field and could have gotten in for the touchdown.
Well, that was a nice piece of running, keeping his feet, and tacklers really having a difficult time trying to bring him down. Doing a nice job of getting up the left side there. South Kitsap, I see a couple of the guys getting a little upset. Number 9, I believe, that's Brandon Mayfield, kind of challenging the defensive teammates here to keep these Foss Falcons from running it up the field. We're measuring for the first down, but it looks like they're going to have it. Just a bit short.
It's going to be just about about a half a yard short, as the ball is going to be placed right at the 45-yard line. And so Foss still coming out with that spread offense, trips wide receivers to the near side of the field. Still the lone setback in the backfield. That's Howell. Hunshausen. Looks like a little bit of movement in the backfield. A penalty flag comes flying in there.
That's Jeff Foxworthy, number 93, and on the defensive line. Looks like he moved and approached him on the defense.
He did, and just like that, the Falcons are going to have an automatic first down, so they won't have to worry about that play right there being short, as they're going to have the ball placed right at midfield. So Foss doing a good job here on offense, coming out, a little confusion there before they break the huddle, but Hunthausen gets it going here, as they're going to still break the huddle here. A lot of trying to spread the field with 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field. Howell is the lone setback again. Hunthausen is going to drop back, look to his right. He's got a man open, but the pass is incomplete. The pass was intended for Nick Edwards, and but it looked like Edwards didn't even try to make the catch on that again.
Well, it looked like maybe the ball was a little thrown a little bit wide there. I'm not sure if he would have been able to make the catch, but you got to go make an effort. You got to go for it. We got had number 6 for Foss there, who was open. Julian Cruel, the man who carried the ball most of the first quarter, the sophomore, 5'9", 165, tailback. He looked like he was open there for a second, and that pass is underthrown as number 23 for the Foss Falcons. T.R. Bell goes for the sliding catch, but unable to pick that catch up. It looks like the Foss Falcons are content to stay with the short passing game, little short drops. I don't think they can figure they can get enough protection with the deep drops, so they're going to go with the short plays, short passing plays. I haven't seen a lot of running out of them yet this quarter.
A couple of incomplete passes. Hunthausen's going to look for his man. He's going to throw it up. He's got the pass, and it is incomplete. Nice defense there by Leon Ladeau and Jared Moore also. The pass was intended for number 23, T.R. Bell, and he was very close to making the catch until Ladeau and Moore came in, flying in, knocked the ball down near the 25-yard line. The pass is incomplete, and just like that, 3 straight incomplete passes, and it's going to be 4th down for Foss, and I don't think they can gamble here. They're going to have to kick the ball away.
I thought he had the ball. It really looked like to me that he was going to catch it, and he's got a little last-second hand or finger in on the ball, and they just knocked it away. Good defense from Moore and Ladeau there, doubling up on the wide receiver on the right side for Foss.
South Kitsap with 2 men back. This time the snap is right on the money to Hunthausen. It's going to be fielded by Sean Staten at the 20-yard line. He's got a little bit of room. If he can get up the field, nice job by Staten. He gets almost down to the 40-yard line. We're going to call it the 38. So a 28-yard or an 18-yard return to the South Kitsap 38-yard line. We'll call it the 39. So nice job by Staten, getting the Wolves into good field position.
A nice runner from Staten. A lot of armchair quarterbacks at home wish that kick returners would just do what Staten did right there, running up the middle instead of running side to side, up and down, back and forth. He just goes right at the middle and challenges his tacklers. Hey, can you tackle me? Go for it, but I'm still going to get a couple extra yards out of it. Nice job, Sean Staten.
So South Kitsap comes out with their 2nd series in the 3rd quarter of play here. Tester is going to look. He's got a man, and he's going to throw it, and he's just going to overthrow Staten, streaking down the left side. The pass was incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Wolves.
Staten's name being called a couple times here, getting his hands on the ball, being an active player with the Wolves offense. He's kind of one of those unsung heroes for the Wolves. We see him a lot. Not a lot of big plays, but he does the little things that really helps keep the glue of this team together.
Staten had a nice route that he was running on the near side of the field, right in front of the South Kitsap bench, down the left side, and it was just a little bit overthrown. Pass was incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. We're going to call this ball spotted at the South Kitsap 39-yard line. Tester under center. Ryan Williams in tailback. They're going to hand the ball off to Williams. On the counter, no, this time we got, that's Stephen Tucker who's back in, and he gets all the way down to the 45-yard line. But it looks like a penalty flag is down on the field near midfield.
I'm going to guess an illegal block or a personal penalty against the Wolves, one or the other. It's a hold on the Wolves.
It
it's
is.
Going to march. It's going to delete that play. Unfortunately, that's a nice run from Stephen Tucker.
The flag is at the 49-yard line of South Kitsap, and instead of being a first down, it's going to be a second down again, but scoot the Wolves back from the penalty, and it's going to be second and long for the Wolves, and that's the kind of thing that the Wolves do not need to have right now, is a lot of turnovers or a lot of penalties.
No, they don't really want to include those errors on the stat sheet, the penalties that you look at the next day as far as what the team did on the field. And a couple of penalties here have kind of hurt the Wolves a little bit tonight and kind of contributed to a couple of the scores, those unfortunate personal penalties in the first half, ushering in a few touchdowns for the Foss Falcons, and another one here that we'll see how that affects the Wolves offense.
South Kitsap with the handoff to Tucker. He goes over left guard, gets a little bit back near the line of scrimmage, or near the 45-yard line, trying to get to near midfield. They need to get to the 48-yard line for the first down, and it's going to be third and about 4 yards to go for the Wolves.
Well, the Wolves going right back to the run game, not panicking, not shying away from the run game at all. That's their bread and their butter, and they're just going to stay with it.
South Kitsap with the third down play. They're going to have the ball to Tucker. He's got a big hole, gets out to the right side, uses his block, bounces out to the outside, gets past the 40, down near the 35. That's going to be a first down for the Wolves.
You know, this looks like Stephen Tucker and on with Ryan Williams on the last possession. They just don't look tackleable. They look like they're dragging guys along. You know, give credit to these Foss Falcons. These guys know how to play. They're no slouches. They can play, and Stephen Tucker and Ryan Williams are just taking the defense on rides. That's really a sign, kind of a warning call to the rest of the teams in the league that these are two of the most dangerous backs in the league, and they're on the same squad.
That's Nick Zinko and Tyler Dannison, who are in there on the right side of that line, doing a good job creating some big holes. Tester is going to fake the handoff, roll to his left. He's got a tight end, scrambles a little bit, tries to tuck and run, but he's dragged down, still gets the pass off near the 45-yard line, and a penalty flag comes flying in. And I'm not sure if I saw where the penalty was on that, unless they're going to call some kind of a horse collar.
That's a clip.
They're calling that intentional grounding.
Excuse me.
On the quarterback, number 7, Chad Tester, but it looked like he had a receiver open in the flat as he was coming open. I question that call.
Well, I do as well, Stephen. You know, Tester, ill-advised throw. I mean, he was in the grasp, as they say. He had him around the collar, which I'm not sure if that's you want to call that as a high school official. I know it's illegal in the pros, but I think in college and high school it's still legal. The intentional grounding call, you know, as I said, not really something Chad Tester should be throwing up there, because he's already going down and he's really a lot closer to the Foss receiver as the ball comes out of his hand. He doesn't want to throw it to the other guy, of course, but how's he going to get the, he's trying to throw to one of his receivers, got limited vision, and just a bad pass and a big penalty here against the Wolves.
Well, and they just had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that was thrown against the head coach, DJ Segerson, which will scoot him back another 15 yards to the South Kitsap. Originally, that's where they started with the ball, 39-yard line, but I think Coach Segerson has a valid point. When Tester was rolling out to his left, he threw the ball. He had a man right there, possibly to get the catch. I can't believe they called an intentional grounding.
The quarterback tries to make a pass.
If there is a wide receiver in the vicinity, you can't call that, and the ball is handed off to Ryan Williams, and he's not going anywhere. He's going to get 1 yard on the carry, and it's going to be second down for the Wolves. Or in fact, he's going to have a loss on the play. The ball was at the 39, now it's at the 35, so a loss of 4, and it's going to be third down and forever. And I'll tell you what, though, I don't know if I would agree on that call when you have a wide receiver that is right there within the vicinity, close to catching the ball. That cannot be called an intentional grounding.
And the Wolves got to be a little bit careful here, regardless of the call. 5:18 left in the third quarter. It's third down and a mile, and the Wolves got stopped on that last run play, like Foss had been doing it all night, which they haven't. they're playing with some more confidence right now.
It's 3rd and 40 from the Wolves from their own 35. They're going to hand the ball off to Ryan Williams. He's going to try and juke and jive, sticks his shoulder, goes right into the cornerback. Nice run after a big opening on the right side by Ryan Williams. He gets near midfield. He's going to be just a little short. Place the ball at the 47-yard line. It's going to be 4th down for the Wolves.
Well, the Wolves will be forced into a punt here. I doubt if they're going to get cute. They won't punt it away. They're up 25. The clock ticking. The clock is the friend of the Wolves, not the friend of the Foss Falcons. Foss is still here to play the game. A lot of these guys are playing both sides of the ball. Not a lot of reserves to be subbed in. These guys are tired. The Wolves are trying to wear them out and hold on to this 47-22 lead with 4:21 left in the in the third quarter.
Back to kick for the Wolves is David Wells, and the ball is going to hit near the 30-yard line, and the up back, the man deep, that is Edwards for Foss, is not even going to try and catch that one. He's going to let it bounce and roll, and it will go all the way down to the Foss. We're going to place that at the 15-yard line where Foss will take over, but South Kitsap leading 47-22 with 4:02 left here in the third quarter, and I'll tell you, D-Rod, Foss is going to have to get something going right here. They're going to have to get in the end zone if they want to stay close to South.
Well, South Kitsap, they're not playing with the offensive execution, especially on that last set of downs. Not playing with the offensive execution and authority that they showed in the first half. Maybe they're getting a little tired too, or maybe came out of the locker room a little rusty. They'll get warmed up, I'm sure, but right now the Foss Falcons have an opportunity here to strike.
Hunthausen goes back to change the play there. That's Powell at the backfield. They're going to hand the ball off to Powell. He doesn't have a whole lot of room there as he inches his way forward for a few yards on the carry. Jacob Howell with the carry, and he's going to get about, they're going to spot it maybe a couple of yards. We're going to call it about 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7 for Foss as they come out again in the no-huddle offense. We're going to place that just inside the 20-yard line. Call it the 19. Hunthausen under center again. Trips wide receivers to the near side. He's going to look to his left. He's got a man open, and the catch is made by Brown. Jukes his man, sidesteps, and there he goes. They're not going to catch him. He's at the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Foss. An 80-yard touchdown pass play from Hunthausen to Alan Brown. And again, D-Rod, there's that big play once again, keeping Foss in the game.
A huge individual play, a juke, jive, stutter step, side to side, and then up the sideline, leaving two would-be tacklers. They barely touched him in the dust. Going up the sideline, what a beautiful individual play from the Foss Falcons receiver. South Kitsap, got to be careful here. It's 3:17 left in the third, and they are on the wrong end of this momentum shift.
Foss is going for the 2-point conversion here, just getting on the, just getting into the end zone. Stoppage of play here. Looks like it's going to be a delay of game on Foss.
That's a timeout from South Kitsap.
It was an 80-yard touchdown pass from Hunthausen to Alan Brown, and it was Brown who had the big 50-yarder right before halftime, and now add another 80-yard touchdown pass reception for Brown himself. And on a couple of pass plays there, he's got 130 yards to his belt.
Well, that's a nice game from the receiver from Foss. What a play here. We see him catch the ball at the 40, leaves a couple of these guys from South in the dust, and then, boy, he's just up the sideline. The referee might be able to catch him, but they're unable to catch him there in the corner as he scampers into the corner of the end zone. And boy, what a nice play. Foss, boy, they aren't going anywhere, are they, Coach?
Sean Allison and Leon Ladeau were close to getting Brown on the tail end of that play, but just couldn't reach him in time. As Brown gets into the end zone for a big 80-yard touchdown, and just like that, Foss is still in it. They're still lingering around, trailing 47-28 with 3:17 left here in the third quarter of play. But this is a big 2-point conversion for the Falcons as they come out again, spread. They have 3 wide receivers to the near side, the lone setback. Hunthausen, they're going to hand the ball straight up the middle, and he does not get in.
Boy, he got hit hard by the Wolves defenders.
He got hit very hard and was not able to get into the end zone. That was Howell again.
The Foss Falcons trying to make it a 2-touchdown with extra points and field goal game by making it 17. Now it stays at 19. That's a 3-score game now. We'll take 3 touchdowns or touchdowns with 2-point conversions and field goals to give them the lead. The math here, still against the Foss Falcons. The Wolves really need to do a good job of eating some clock and getting a score on the board to stop this run being made by the Foss Falcons.
South Kitsap able to stop Foss on that 2-point conversion, but Foss still hanging around. Their offense showing a lot of potential and potency there as the Wolves are going to come out and take this kick deep once again. And again, this is the one thing, D-Rud, that we talked about earlier, where Foss is going to have to try and stop South Kitsap on defense, which they did. Were able to get the ball back and get into the end zone after an 80-yard touchdown play.
South Kitsap here got to look at sticking with our conservative football plan here. They gave up that huge play just now at the left sideline, that 80-yard touchdown. Really an unbelievable play. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around it. That was an excellent individual play from the receiver from Foss.
So the Falcons come out here, and they're going to have a little squib kick, and it's hit by the Wolves. They fumble it around a little bit. I think that South Kitsap was able to recover it. That was a close one. It hit one of the up men near the 50-yard line, and the ball was fumbled around a little bit. Luckily for the Wolves, they were able to fall on it, and they will have good field position here to start. They're going to place the ball at the South Kitsap 48-yard line, but almost another big break there by Foss.
Well, there's the onside kick I wasn't expecting now, but was expecting earlier, so I just had a little backwards there, but Foss does almost successfully execute the onside kick, but the Wolves are going to get possession here at midfield.
So South Kitsap coming out in that I formation. They're going to hand the ball off to Stephen Tucker. He kind of stutter steps a little bit there at the line of scrimmage, inches his way forward, gets across midfield, and he will be short of the 45-yard line. We'll call it the 46, and it's going to be a gain of about 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Wolves.
How often do you see a defensive lineman helping up a running back off the floor after being tackled? That's I'm just guessing that's some good that's good sportsmanship being coached from the coaches of Foss, letting their players know that we play good, with good sportsmanship the whole way through. That's class.
Miller and Ladeau in at wide receiver. Chester pitches the ball to student body left to Tucker. He almost gets a big block from Ladeau on the left corner, gets near the 40-yard line. He will have the 1st down. It's going to be a gain of about 7 yards on the play, and it'll be a 1st down for the Wolves, just short of the Foss 40-yard line. And this is the kind of thing that the Wolves are looking for, is sustained ball control on their end of the offense.
Absolutely. Number 83 for the Foss Falcons is really gimping around on the field. He's trying to get out the field as fast as he can. I'm glad the coach subbed him out. He in on the tackle there. The Wolves needed that 1st down to kind of put some, put a rock in the dam here as the Foss Falcons are trying to break back into this game. Handoff. Keeper intercepted on number 37, going up the left sideline. He's got a little bit of room. Tester tackles him out at the 30. Are you kidding me? The Foss Falcons with a big-time interception on the Chad Tester pass. Tester forces him out of the 30, and the Foss Falcons are setting up shop in big business here at the 30-yard line. 47-28, down 19 points with 1:53 left in the 3rd quarter.
That was the sophomore, number 37, Parasi Falagua, who intercepted the Chad Tester pass and ran it all the way back to the South Kitsap 29-yard line, and the Falcons are back in business as they send out 5 wide receivers again here.
Wow, they're going for broke.
Hunthausen in the shotgun formation. Now the wide receivers 3 to the near side. The snap is back. They're going to go for it again, and he's going to go for it. He goes up, and the pass is incomplete. The pass was intended for Tiari Bell. He looked like he maybe mistimed his jump just a little bit near the 5-yard line. The pass was incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10 for Foss. But Foss is knocking on the door again.
Number 81, once again, Leon Ladeau in the coverage. That pass could have been caught just a little bit over his head. I think he stopped a little bit short. He should have taken one more step towards the sideline. That's just me talking here up in the booth. Those lights are in your eyes. Friday night lights. Ball coming at you from 30 yards away. It could have been a big catch. And 2nd down and 10 for the Foss Falcons.
Howell is in again. They're going to hand the ball off to Howell. The defensive line stays home, though. Nice tackle there by number 75, Andrew Yepinche, who is in there, and he makes a nice stop with some of the other defensive linemen for the Wolves. Not much. They're going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Falcons here. But again, they have that no-huddle offense going. Howell, the lone setback, 4 wide receivers. Hunthausen, he's going to pass the ball out to Cruel. He's going to be taken down from behind, though, out of bounds. Dragged down by number 3, Jared Moore on the tackle. He gets down to the 22-yard line. So the Falcons need to get about 4 yards for the first down in Wolf territory.
I think the Foss Falcons are aware of the clock situation. I think number 6, Cruel, was trying to get out of bounds. He let himself be tackled out of bounds. Smart play, stops the clock. Foss Falcons playing with a lot of tenacity, a lot of passion, a lot of intelligence here in the second half.
Hunthausen in the shotgun. He's going to keep it himself, run straight up the middle, and he's not going to get the first down. Good defensive stop there by the Wolves. He may have gained 1. In fact, he didn't. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, and but it looks like Hunthausen is down on the ground.
He's writhing in pain, and the referees are trying to keep the players away. They're going to let the coaches out on the field. He got popped pretty good. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe his arm, his left arm possibly.
He is holding his left arm is laying out to the side, and sometimes that might mean a shoulder injury, possibly a separated shoulder. We hope that young man is just fine. He's been having quite a game tonight, an excellent game. Andrew Hunthausen getting close to the 300-yard passing mark, especially with a couple of big passing plays to Allen Brown for at least 130 yards. But he is down there lying on the ground. They were unable to complete the first down. The ball will be placed at the South Kitsap 22-yard line, where the Wolves will take over on downs.
Well, usually when you see a quarterback keep the ball on a pass play, usually that middle is wide open and they get at least 5 or 10 yards out of there. But South Kitsap Wolves defensive line doing a really good job here, not taking any of the fakes on the delay draws or the quarterback keepers or anything, staying home and making some good tackles. We really hope that Hunthausen's okay.
The Falcons had a 4th and about 4 yards to go, and Hunthausen took the ball out of the shotgun formation, and I don't know, it looked like it was a design play all the way to just keep the ball and try and run straight up the middle, but that big defensive line for the Wolves plugged it up for him. And there he is. Hunthausen is getting onto his feet, and he's limping off the field a little bit, so it looks like it could be an ankle injury of some kind, but he's walking off under his own power. So that young man showing a lot of strength and courage right there. It's good to see him map on his feet, walking off the field.
We're happy to see Hunthausen up and walking off the field. I wasn't quite sure what happened. We're still not quite sure. He's limping a little bit. He's kind of sagging that left shoulder down a little bit. I'm not sure if it's a shoulder or an ankle. Of course, we'll be interested to see who comes in at quarterback for the Foss Falcons. Hunthausen walking off, might be able to come back in this game, but he's definitely not feeling his right self at the moment.
We'll see how the Wolves respond here as they take over on downs at their own 22-yard line. South Kitsap coming out with 1:07 left here in the third quarter of play, leading 47-28 over the Falcons at the homecoming game. Tester's going to hand the ball off to Ryan Williams. He just puts his head down, goes straight up the middle, and he's going to get down to the 27-yard line, a gain of about 5 on the play, where it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Wolves. And this is what the Wolves are looking to do here, is to hang on to that ball and run a little time off the clock.
Oh yeah, they want to run as much time off the clock as possible. They don't want the Foss Falcons sniffing that scoreboard any more than they already have tonight. 28 points is a pretty big output for Wolves opponents so far this season. They're not usually giving up that many points. The Wolves themselves doing a good job with the ball as well, putting up 47 so far.
D-Jack with the big block. There goes Ryan Williams. He bounces out to the left side, makes a cut in the middle. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. 10, 5, touchdown, South Kitsap.
Wow.
Ryan Williams
78 yards for the score.
with the 73-yard touchdown run. We're trying to get the math.
That is some good math there, DB. That is some good math, darn it. That's American math. Good job. 73 yards on the big touchdown run from Ryan Williams, and the ROTC cannon getting their their business on as they fire off another shot across the nose of the Foss Falcons.
Ryan Williams with his second touchdown of the night, this time a 73-yarder. And credit that offensive line with another big opening for the tailback to break out into the field and get into the end zone as Quincy Lyman out for another extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. And just like that, the Wolves go up on the board with 16 seconds left here in the third quarter of play, leading Foss 54-28, and that just might be the nail in the coffin that they're looking for.
Well, we said that a couple quarters ago, and the Foss Falcons hanging around. The Foss Falcons were down 20-0. They're still down 24 points. Yeah, 20. More American math there.
We got all kinds of math going on up here.
Down 26, and did we miss the replay? I think we just had a replay there.
Caught the tail end of the replay as Williams was scampering into the end zone.
Nice scamper from Williams. I call it a skimper. I call it a skimper and a scamper. We also have a celebrity guest coach in the stands tonight. That'd be Justin Anderson of the South Kitsap Wolves basketball coaching staff with his son Xavier. Hi, Justin and Xavier. Good to have you here tonight as we get a look at some of the other wild and woolly SK fans here
These
tonight.
are some of the South Kitsap High School super fans that are enjoying tonight's homecoming festivities here in the crowd. A great crowd here tonight.
They're getting their dance on, I think. Is that what that is? I'm not quite sure.
They're getting their dance on, and we got some of those wild, crazy students down there having a great time as the Wolves are ready to kick off to the Falcons. Lyman is going to kick it off to the far right side. Finally, it is fielded near the 18-yard line by the deep man. That's number 25, Jamal Bird. But Bird is going nowhere. That's a wounded Bird back there.
Taken down big time in the backfield is the South Kitsap Wolves. Special teams coached by Jim Fairweather doing a good job of keeping any sort of big plays coming out of the special teams.
That bird won't fly very far as the Falcons are going to come out and they will have the ball at their own 23-yard line. So Foss, after intercepting a pass from Chad Tester, getting an excellent field position, and their offense was really doing the number on them and scoring points left and right, unable to get into the end zone. And the Falcons really need a touchdown here as they come out again with the 4 wide receiver set. There is a new quarterback in as they give it to Howell, the up man. In at quarterback is Devontae Peterson, the 6'1 sophomore, who's coming in for Hunthausen, Andrew Hunthausen, who got hurt in his last series of plays and is going to take a breather here. Looks like he's kind of walking up and down the sideline, and we're not sure if Hunthausen is going to be returning to the game or not.
And this just in from our mathematicians up here in the upper booth. Here the South Kitsap Wolves are up by 26 points. That's 26 points as they hold on to a 54-28 lead, as we saw some exciting action in the third quarter, scoring on both sides as the Foss Falcons scored. The Wolves returned to score, and then we had a big-time interception from the Foss Falcons as they intercepted it up the same sideline, the far sideline, as the Foss Falcons trying to claw their way back into this game. Boy, just a real nice showing from the Foss Falcons. The South Kitsap Wolves doing their part, keeping the Foss Falcons at bay and away from the scoreboard as much as possible. It's 54-28 at the beginning of the fourth quarter as the Foss Falcons come out with a new quarterback. It's 2nd down and 7 for Foss as they'll be marching from our right to left here at Joe Knowles Field in Port Orchard, Washington.
Peterson with the pass out, and the pass is incomplete. It was intended for Tiari Bell. Again, Hunthausen is out, and Devontae Peterson, the sophomore, is now in at quarterback for Foss after the injury to Hunthausen, and the pass is incomplete, and it's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Falcons. And this is the kind of thing that the Falcons are looking to get here. The ball is at their own 25-yard line. They're going to have to get a first down on this play.
Well, the Falcons are looking at 3rd down right now. Last time they had a 4th down, they were unsuccessful. In fact, their quarterback was injured, so they really want to, put up a first down right here, see if they can get a big play up the field, possibly kind of like the one South Kitsap Wolves just put up with Ryan Williams running in for a big touchdown.
The Falcons with 4 wide receivers again. They were going to pitch the ball to Jacob Howell, but the play was stopped and that's usually in the area of delay of game, which it is, and scoot the Falcons back to their own 20-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 12 for the Falcons from their own 20.
Well, that's a mistake that Foss Falcons can't really afford at this point. In my mind, and I'm sure in the minds of the players that are working their butts off down there on the field, this game's not over. There's almost a full quarter left here, and mathematically you got to have 4 scores to get back into it, and we'll see what happens.
They're going to pitch the ball to Howell. He tries to sidestep a couple of guys, gets back to the original, or back to the line of scrimmage. He gets back to the 20-yard line where it's going to be 4th and 12 for Foss, and I can't imagine that Foss is going to go for it here so deep in their own territory.
Well, I imagine they're going to punt, and I think they're bringing out the punt unit here, and they're going to punt it away to the Wolves. The Wolves, not totally comfortable with this lead, but getting closer to it, closer to putting this game to bed. And I think they'll run some simple plays here, and they don't really want to open up the playbook too much. They're being scouted tonight by the teams that they'll be playing later on this month and later on in league play. So they just want to keep it simple and keep it basic.
The Wolves with a couple of deep men. The kick is going to be near the 10-yard line. It's an end over end. It's going to be taken by Moore at his own 50-yard line. He's got a couple of blockers. Puts on a burst of speed, puts his head down, runs right over a couple of tacklers and gets down to the 24-yard line. A nice 26-yard return by Jared Moore into Falcon territory, but there is a penalty flag down back at the 25 on the far side of the field, and the Falcons are indicating that it is against the Wolves.
Well, Jared Moore not only running over some would-be tacklers, but also running over a few would-be teammates. They're running right up their backs. Looks like this penalty being discussed by the officials. Not quite sure what it is. Excuse me. We'll find out right now from the referee on the field. It's a hold on the kicking team. That would be South Kitsap, and it's going to be marched back 10 yards from the point of the carry, from the point of the spot. So it's going to start off at 1st and 20 for the Wolves, going from our left to right.
They're going to place the ball all the way back at the South Kitsap 41-yard line.
Oh, so from the point of the hold, march it back and past there.
Which is funny because I saw the penalty flag at the 30 or at the 25-yard line.
So that is kind of funny, isn't it?
So unless that's a 35-yard penalty or there was a flag we didn't see way in the backfield, South Kitsap's going to have the ball, but still in good territory.
I'm sure Coach Segerson will have a few words for the umpire on that one as well.
Good field position here as the Wolves come out at their own 41-yard line. Wolves come out, Ryan Williams in at tailback. South Kitsap, they're waiting for it to get the play going here, as they do, and there's a new quarterback in again. Brian Dorsey is now in at quarterback for Chad Tester, and another penalty flag is on the field, and this one is going to be a delay of game against the Wolves, and that was awfully quick.
Well, I think they started counting the clock down there when they started counting the clock when they started marching the ball back and said, oh, here's the ball, go.
I was going to say that was an awfully quick penalty, and the official is waving off the penalty as the original signal was a delay of game, as the officials are now going to meet near the 40-yard line and try and get this straightened out. But the original call after the flag was thrown that it was a delay of game against the Wolves, and they're going to nullify that penalty, and it's going to be a first down for the Wolves at the 41. So we get that mess all straightened out. The Wolves come out, split wide receivers, I formation. The Wolves, Dorsey under center. They're going to hand the ball off to Ryan Williams. He just puts his head down, and the ball is fumbled. The ball looked like it was fumbled, but I think he landed on it again. It looked like that the defender had ripped it out of his hands, but he was able to hang on to the ball, but not until after he gained about 5-6 yards on the play. It's going to be a gain of 6. It's going to be second down. Call it a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd 5 for the Wolves near midfield. Place the ball at the South Kitsap 47-yard line.
A lucky fumble recovery for the Wolves there.
Brandon Mayfield to the near side of the field. They're going to hand the ball up to the fullback straight up the middle, but he's not getting anywhere. He is going to be taken down. Good defensive stop there by the Falcons. In at fullback, number 31. DJ Brannon, the 5'11 senior who is in at fullback. So a few more players coming in, getting some time, but Dorsey handed the ball quickly up to the fullback, but not a lot on that gain. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Wolves.
The Wolves will take the play call from number 6, Brian Dorsey, as he gets the call from the coach. I got to watch out for time here. They don't want to delay a game penalty to be called on them for real, as they get up to the line pretty quickly and ready to get the play off.
So 3rd and long for the Wolves. They need about 6 yards to get that first down. They're going to pitch the ball to Ryan Williams. He tries to cut upfield, but he is not. It's going to be close. He got just past midfield. They're going to mark it down in between the 48 and 49 yard line. We'll have to see how this goes, and they are calling that a first down. So spot the ball at the 49 yard line, and it will be a first down for the Wolves. So that's a big play there as Dorsey is breaking the huddle, and some more substitutions come in here as now number 80 is in. David Wells, the 5'9 senior, splits to the far side of the field. Dorsey's going to hand the ball off to Sean Allison, who is met in the backfield. Nice defensive stop there, led by number 62, Antoine Page, the big 210-pound junior defensive lineman for the Falcons. But Sean Allison now coming in to get some running back duties.
Well, the Wolves do a good job of spreading the ball around the field. We've seen a lot of guys running with the ball tonight. We've seen a lot of guys throwing the ball tonight. We've seen a lot of guys catching the ball tonight. There's a lot of different guys that can be, placed into different parts of the puzzle here, and depending on how hard you work, you can find success here at South Kitsap football.
Dorsey hands the ball off to Sean Allison, straight up the middle, puts his head down again, but not until he gets over the 35-yard line. First down for the Wolves. Nice run by Sean Allison.
Once again, the Wolves pounding it up the middle. That offensive line just opening up a gap, and the tailbacks obviously well coached just to straight up and down the field, north-south type running, and nothing fancy from the Wolves tonight. Just good, solid, hard attacking American-style football.
Sean Allison in at tailback. The Wolves are going to have the ball at the Foss 35-yard line. Brandon Mayfield in, split to the near side of the field. DJ Brannon still in at fullback. Sean Allison's going to get the call again. He tries to sidestep his way, goes right up the middle, crosses the 30. They're going to mark it down at the 29-yard line. So a nice another gain there by Sean Allison. It'll be 2nd short for the Wolves.
South Kitsap doing a good job of eating up that clock we were talking about a few minutes ago, as we're down to 7:50 left in the 4th quarter, the final frame of the game, and the clock is now slipping away and ticking away for the Foss Falcons.
South Kitsap coming out in the I formation. Allison still in at tailback. Dorsey looking over the defense under center. He's going to hand the ball off to Brannon, the up back. The fullback straight up the middle, and he's going to have a first down. So a nice quick run right up the gut. Nice run by DJ Brannon for a gain of 6 yards. It's going to be first down for the Wolves at the Foss 19.
Well, once again, right up the middle, South Kitsap just doing their thing and marching it up and down. Not much the Foss Falcons can do about it right now, as they've been on the field a lot. Like I said earlier, not a lot of subs for the Foss Falcons, and the Wolves just rotating guys in and out.
South Kitsap at the 19-yard line. Dorsey's going to hand the ball off to Allison. They try to strip the ball away from him, but no can do. And Allison gets close to the 15. We're going to spot the ball at the 16-yard line, a gain of 8 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and 2 for the Wolves. And the Wolves are Guns N' Roses again right here, knocking on the door.
They are. They're hammering away. Sweet child of mine tonight for the South Kitsap Wolves is definitely Stephen Tucker with 5 first-half TDs.
Sean Allison looking to get into Paradise City right over there, getting that ball across the end zone. As Dorsey is looking over the defense. They're going to hand the ball off to Brannon. He stays on his feet, but he's tripped up. Good tackle there by number 32, Rashawn McKee for the Falcons, but not until Brannon gets a first down. Mark that ball down at the Foss 9, 1st and goal.
South Kitsap looking really good right now, just running almost not the same plays, but there's a straight up and down, straightforward rushing plays, and boy, they just look really good right now, putting it to the Foss Falcons.
South Kitsap doing a good job here. 6 minutes approach remaining here in the game. South Kitsap knocking on the door one more time. They're going to hand the ball off to Allison, but he's tripped up and stood up past behind the 10-yard line. In fact, it's going to be a loss of a couple on the play. Put that ball on the 11-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and goal for the Wolves. Actually, we'll mark that at the Foss 12-yard line. So a good defensive stop there by Foss.
Well, South Kitsap here in the red zone, doing a good job tonight all the way. Even when they're not in the red zone, they're still getting scores, but Foss have proven they can do the same thing. Right now, the clock ticking, 5:30 left in the game, and South just trying to run some clock off and get in the end zone again.
Dorsey hands the ball off to Sean Allison. Oh, and he's just barely tripped up. He had some open room there. The coaches were really hoping he was going to get in on that one, but he was just barely tripped up from behind, and Sean Allison gets all the way down to the 5-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and goal for the Wolves.
3rd and goal from the 5-yard line as Sean Allison just barely tripped up there. Once again, another shoe top tackle from the Foss Falcons, getting in there just barely to keep him from getting in the end zone. We'll see what South does here as we get one wide receiver to the wide left. That's number 80 for the Wolves, David Wells, the senior.
Dorsey takes the handoff. They give the ball to Allison, but he's not going anywhere. He's going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play. In fact, a loss of 2. It's going to be back at the 7-yard line. So it's going to be 4th and goal for the Wolves. And I would imagine that the Wolves are just going to try and go for it here on 4th down.
Well, you never know. You might, want to possibly give Quincy Lyman some numbers here, give him a field goal. Yeah, how many field goals does he have on the year? Not quite sure. Looks like they are going to go for it and try to put it in the end zone from here. More time to run off some more clock regardless.
Because if anything, if the Wolves aren't successful, Foss will have the ball deep in their own territory. They're going to fake the handoff. Dorsey's going to run out to his right. He's got a man open. He throws it. And he throws it just behind. And the pass is intercepted for a touchback, but a penalty flag comes flying in near the 9-yard line.
That's a late hit on number 62 for Foss, and that's going to give the Wolves the 1st down, I think.
We'll have to wait and see if this was before or after the interception. It was intercepted in the end zone by Foss, but a flag came down as the ball
roughing the passer
against the Foss Falcons, and I think it was after the interception, though.
I think you're right. I think the flag was after the interception. I think it's going to be, we'll see. It might be placed at the 10-yard line with the Foss ball. Actually, is that a 15-yard penalty or half the distance to the goal line?
That's actually, it's not going to count after the completion because in the act of throwing, you can't touch the quarterback, and because it was a roughing the passer, personal foul, that will be half the distance to the goal and an automatic 1st down.
Oh.
It should be South Kitsap football.
And that's the way they're signaling it.
Because on the pass itself, if the quarterback gets hit afterwards, it should be an automatic 1st down. So South Kitsap, after that mess, is going to get the ball at the 5-yard line.
They might get it at the 2.5-yard line if it's half the distance. We're not quite sure here. The referees are trying to straighten it out. A couple of miscues from the officiating crew tonight. Nobody's perfect, and they're trying to straighten it out, and it is going to be at the 2.5-yard line.
Originally, one official was signaling that it was Foss football, but that's impossible to do when even if it was intercepted, it was on the pass play, and you can't rough the passer, and the ball remains with the offense. So after they get this all figured out, the Wolves have the ball 1st and goal at the Foss 3-yard line. Brian Dorsey in at quarterback. They're going to hand the ball off to Allison. He tries to go off left guard, but he stood up, and he's not going anywhere, taken down. And he's going to get a loss of 1 on the play and put it back at the 4-yard line. And the Wolves are having a tough time getting the ball into the end zone here near the goal line.
At the same time, I'm guarantee they don't mind running some clock off here. And we started this drive off with, I believe, about 11 minutes. We're down to 3:40 left in the game, so that's a considerable chunk of time. The Wolves just content with letting some of that clock run off. 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line after the penalty and the loss on the run play right there.
2nd goal for the Wolves. Back it up at the 4. They're going to hand the ball off to Allison. He's not getting anywhere. Big hit there by number 72, Miguel Bravo. And Bravo on that hit, good hit by Bravo to take down Allison.
Well, even though they're trying to run down clock, the Wolves are still trying to get the ball in the end zone. Right now they're going backwards, and they're trying to call a play here maybe to see if they can spread the field a little bit and maybe knock these Foss Falcons off the blocks a little bit and try to get the ball into touchdown territory.
3rd down and goal for the Wolves. The loss of 2 on the play. It's going to be at the Foss 6-yard line. DJ Brandon still in at fullback. They're going to pitch the ball this time to Sean Allison. He tries to cut up, and he's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown, Sean Allison and the South Kitsap Wolves, 6 yards out.
A nice way to finish off homecoming night here as they put up a 6-0 spot on the board with 2:44 left in the game. A nice long march as the Foss Falcons don't do themselves a favor by getting a roughing the passer penalty on an interception in the end zone that would have been a touchback. The Wolves get the ball back, and take 3 plays and a bunch of more time off the clock, put another score up there, and it's 60-28 in the end of the fourth quarter with 2:44 left in the game. That's a big score for the Wolves.
Quincy Lyman, that's a big score for anybody. Quincy Lyman coming out, he's been a busy guy tonight.
Lots of kicks for him, lots of point after tries.
Lyman with the extra point attempt. There's a lot of dancing around on the defensive side. The kick is up, and it is good. And with 2 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the game, South Kitsap leads the Foss Falcons 61-28. As we'll see on this replay here, there was a nice hole on the right-hand side of the line.
Some nice blocking from the Wolves.
Sean Allison is able to get the ball. They're going to pitch the ball, and they're going to just run it in.
A nice, easy play right up the right side as the blockers just kind of escorting Sean Allison into the end zone. Some nice blocks. The Foss Falcons are tired. They played a long, hard, tough game with a lot of heart, and a lot of credit to them. We saw some unfortunate events at the end of the game last week with Wilson, and Foss Falcons hopefully can end the game on a more sportsmanship-like note here, and hopefully no penalties, no unsportsmanlikes here at the end of the game from either side. I can't remember the last time, Coach DB, that the Wolves have put up this many points on the board.
Well, and the best part is that you have a football team led by a good coaching staff who is not trying to run up the score, and they've got their subs in, and they're letting more youth get a lot of playing experience here tonight, and they're still able to get the points up on the board. They were running a lot of those running plays straight up the middle and running some time off the clock as well, as there's a new kicker in for the Wolves. That's number 99, Drew Klopstein, and they kick the ball to the man up the middle, and he bounces out to the outside, but he's taken down quickly. Number 25, Jamal Bird, was taken down fast after that tackle. Ball will be spotted at the 36-yard line, but a nice return there for Foss.
Well, Foss, still playing the game all the way, all 48 minutes, and with Wolves having a 61-28 lead here over the Falcons. The Falcons will try to do a few things here. The game's largely in hand. There's not even really enough time for the Falcons to come back, even if they had the momentum in their favor. The Wolves doing a good job of just nailing the lid on that coffin right now for the Falcons. The Falcons keep it on the ground, and they're running the clock themselves here at Joel Knowles Field in Portage, Washington. We've got 2:23 left in the game.
Foss with the running play there. They hand the ball off to Cruel. He gets nowhere back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for Foss as they come out again with the 4 wide receiver set. As the Peterson, he's looking for a man. And the pass is intercepted. The pass is intercepted by Leon Ladeau, and he got out to the 30-yard line right there. There was a slant play. Peterson was looking for his wide receiver cutting in, and the receiver didn't look like he cut very hard, and Leon Ladeau was back there playing safety and intercepted the pass and got all the way down to the Foss 30-yard line.
Well, Leon putting on a show tonight for his folks and from friends visiting from out of town. Really a nice performance from Leon tonight with a touchdown, breaking up several touchdown passes and then capping off a night there with a nice interception on the far sideline. Nice job, number 81, Leon Ladeau, the sophomore, and we'll be calling his name a lot here the rest of the season and in a couple of years to come.
South Kitsap with the interception, the sophomore, the 6'3 sophomore, Leon Ladeau, with the interception, gets the ball to the Foss 30-yard line where the Wolves are going to come out. They're just going to down the ball with 1:59 left in the game, but another penalty flag comes flying deep in the backfield, and it is a delay of game as the Wolves took a little too much time there on the sideline and weren't ready to go, so scoot it back to the 35, but nonetheless, the Wolves are going to come out and they are not going to try and run any kind of a play at all. They're just going to try and run this clock out.
Well, they're going to run what they like to call the victory formation and just try to run the clock down, which they will do. The Wolves have done a good job here tonight, good sportsmanship, people helping each other out the field. I've really noticed that, especially with the Foss Falcons. I thought that was a very, very classy maneuver, classy move from the players helping people up off the deck. I thought that was a good thing to see, especially in high school sports.
And we'd like to take this time to recognize the South Kitsap High School varsity and junior varsity cheerleading squad. A great job by our girls tonight here at the high school, as we have Devin Hansen, Marissa Allison, Julia Knapp, Rochelle Jensen, Celeste Olson, Jessica Fraley, Carly Schmitz, Katja Barrick, Brittany Mayfield, Lily Berlina, and Caroline von Wiederhold.
We thank the cheerleaders and everybody who helps make this broadcast a big part of the local community here at South Kitsap, as we're broadcasting to you live, SKTV, channel 205 on Wave Cable. We'd like to thank Mike Downham and the SKTV broadcast crew here at the high school. Mike and the guys and gals do a great job here. Every time we're up here in the booth, we don't mind volunteering our time to help out with the students here. The marching band, the ROTC here with the
JV cheerleaders.
With the high school football performances. We also have the JV cheerleaders, Caitlin Miller, Dominica Walton, Jessica Winden, Alexa Serwick, Danica Giger, and Brooke Granado, also for the SK cheerleaders.
And the SK cheerleaders, the cheer coaches, are led by Brianna Pope and Janice Hewitt here at the high school. We'd also like to thank Jessica Anderson and Tammy Lester James for joining us here in the booth tonight, reading off the names of all of the students and helping with the halftime activities, as this has been a very successful night here at the homecoming game for the Wolves here at Joe Knowles Field at South Kitsap High School. Next week, the South Kitsap High School, the South Kitsap Wolves will be traveling to Clover Park. They will be traveling to Clover Park, and then the following week on October 19th, the South Kitsap Wolves will be at home against one of their biggest rivals now, the Gig Harbor Tides, who will be coming to Joe Knowles Field. So we're looking for a big turnout at that game here. And then after that, on Friday, October 26th, they will determine the league crossover games depending on the placement of the teams in each division. And sitting pretty right now are the South Kitsap Wolves, who are going to run their overall record to 4-2. Better yet, they will be 3-0 in league in their division. So the South Kitsap Wolves remaining atop of the division lead going into next week's contest against Clover Park, which is a non-league game and will have no bearing on their division standing within the Narrows League. But you can be sure that the Wolves are going to be fired up, ready to beat Clover Park next week as well.
The Wolves have done a great job in the last couple of weeks of building on some momentum that they've had with both offensively and defensively. We've seen some great improvements and some big strides from the players. A lot of confidence being built and a lot of coaching that's setting in with these Wolves, and these young guys really playing some really good spirited ball, something to make their community proud.
Foss runs a play straight up the middle. It's going to be second one here with 15 seconds left. They take a timeout to stop play, but we would like to thank everybody who did participate in this week's homecoming activities. It was another success at the high school, as we see more shots here of the South Kitsap High School superfans there in the crowd.
That's right, and we'd also like to thank some of the junior high football players that are here tonight with their coaches from the respective junior highs. We'd like to thank Gary Grams and the SK High School Marching Band. We'd like to thank Patrick Olson, the head trainer here for the SK home football games. And we'd like, of course, once again, thank Mike Downham and the SK TV audiovisual department here at SK High School.
And a big congratulations, shout out to DJ Sigurdsson, the head coach here at South Kitsap High School, and his coaching staff of Eric Canton, Joey Dame, Ron Ness, Jim Fairweather, Dustin Booth, Jay Powers, and Adam Knaus. And the big honcho running this whole building, Mr. Jerry Holston, our beloved principal, who did an excellent job of helping conduct homecoming activities all this week, as did our athletic director, Mr. Ed Santos. As the Falcons are running their last play here, they get to the outside. The tailback sidesteps a tackle but gets knocked out of bounds with 3.9 seconds left remaining here in the game. They're going to mark that down at the South Kitsap 16-yard line. A nice run by the tailback for the Falcons, and this isn't over yet, but I do see a penalty flag way back at the 39-yard line, and they are going to scoot this back because that is a holding call against the Falcons. So not to rub it in any here for them, but a big running play is all for naught as they've got to scoot it back near midfield.
We'd like to think the Foss Falcons are just going to take a knee here and hope that nobody gets hurt on this last play. No need to run another play here. I could see where they want to put some extra points on the board from 10 or 15 or 20 yards away, but now we're at midfield, and I'd say they're just going to take the snap. It looks like they are going to run the play.
And the Falcons will run their final play here of the game. They're going to hand the ball off to the running back. That's number 32, Rashawn McKee, who bounces out to the outside, tries to dodge a tackle, spins around back to the inside, gets down to the 30, but it is all for naught as the South Kitsap Wolves have defeated the Foss Falcons here 61-28 at the homecoming game here on Joe Knowles Field on the campus of South Kitsap High School. Big congratulations to the Wolves and a nice win here today at the homecoming game. And we would like to thank the Foss Falcons for making a nice trip over here, showing a lot of class and a lot of sportsmanship. And they've just played an all-around great game, but just weren't able to hang in there towards the end against the Wolves.
Nice job, Foss Falcons. Good sportsmanship. Great job, SK Wolves, putting up a big 61-point performance here tonight to the Foss Falcons 28. Nice job from both sides, and thank you for joining us here tonight on SKTV Channel 205. I'm Dave Rodriguez, D-Rod, and to my right, Coach DB, Darren Bowden, and we both like to thank you for being here tonight. Thanks for being in the booth with me tonight, Darren.
And again, next week, the Wolves travel to South Tacoma to play Clover Park, and we will be back here again for our final regular season broadcast back up here in the booth on October 19th as the South Kitsap Wolves host the Gig Harbor Tides in a big rivalry game here at Joe Knowles Field. So for Mike Downham and everyone in the audio-visual communications department and for South Kitsap High School, we'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight, and we will see you again on October 19th against the Gig Harbor Tides. Good night, everybody.
Stay classy.